Sorry, running late. Give us a few secs. Okay, it would appear that yet again, with the incredibly fast overturn of players, we've lost another one. I didn't even notice. So, Babyman's gone. So we'll see what happens with. We'll see what happens in the ever-changing Sprawlrunners roster. But we've still got Donahue, the hacker, Pow Pow, a spirit guy, Merlin, the wizard, street mage, Aki, the I'm not entirely sure what he does, Quig, the bouncer, and Waif, the chi mount, the chi specialist. Beulah apparently is unavailable this week, but we'll see what's going on. Previously on, they decided to completely derail the GM and go in a direction we never thought they would. So we'll see what happens. So, after you derailed me last week and I didn't know where you headed, you finished. You got the information out of Rollins, I do believe, didn't you? You said you had a nice chat with him, and then obviously things got interesting. So, what are your plans and notes from here on?
Yeah, we had to fight our way out of his facility, but we have enough information where some of the hackers were going to see if they could follow up on any of it. He's under the impression that Mr. Nakasone will consider something to him.
Yeah.
But we
I was
know
gonna
that
say-
somebody's buying him up at massive offers.
6 people have sold. We've got 3 other people that are in the negotiation phase. And I've messaged them to see if we can get them to pay us for dealing with the hot dog guys. We got 10 destroyed, who I had an idea about making some money off of that.
You certainly did.
No one's responded yet on whether they're interested or not. We know that the paperwork is signed by someone called Mr. Big. Someone needs some therapy. And the party, and when he was communicating about the offer, we traced that. 3 of us traced that electronically, and I think some of them were going out to scout the location while the rest of us were doing research and investigation stuff elsewhere.
Sounds
Didn't
like
we
a good
trace?
plan.
Wasn't that phone call traced to what is known to be the headquarters of a different local gang, the Denim Eagles?
Denim Eagles. Yes, that's what you understand. Well, that's what the implication was. Well, no, you got something else of that. No, you got this traced to an address somewhere on the edge of Barrens that was in the Denim Eagles territory. Will be the, if we have to slightly retcon it, the slightly retconned version of the of the result.
Give us a hard location. You just said you traced it to this general area.
Exactly, yeah.
So the more combat, physically capable characters were going to investigate that, while I think those who were more research, investigation, were doing that, because I was seeing about trying to get in a time to do some networking to find out about Mr. Big while they were doing that stuff, and waiting for the response from them, seeing if we can get paid for dealing with this as well.
Indeed. Sounds.
I think people had gone out to check like some of the destroyed locations and stuff.
Yeah. I am just doing some line of sighting, so that's absolutely fine by me.
Oh, okay, that's what that was. Yeah, they checked one location that was being opened. There was a crap load of food from some place called Mangrove Farm.
Yes, Mangrove Farm, wasn't it? Yep. I'd forgotten about Mangrove Farm.
Yep. But there's like a ridiculous amount of food for what would be needed.
Yes, there wasn't there? It was almost like as if somebody had overordered or there's something else going on.
In the sausages.
Yeah, someone was expecting a Soylent Green moment, I seem to recall. Okay. Right.
It could be aliens.
I suppose it could be.
Eat the hot dog and it bursts out your stomach a week later.
Yeah, never know. Who knows indeed. So, what's your plan of attack from this point onwards?
Well, some of us were going to go scout out the neighborhood where the phone call was traced to see if we can pinpoint it further.
Okie dokie.
We were also going to run a chemical analysis on the dogs and the buns.
Sounds like a good plan to me. Okay, so which way?
One of my dealers was going to do that, wasn't he? One of my people.
Yeah, one of your contacts.
Oops.
Yeah, and like I said, I was planning to do some networking to find out about Mr. Big and investigate that end of it.
Sounds good to me. Okay, just finish up this bit of line of sight here and we should be good to rock. In case I need it later. There we go. If I need that later, I've got it sorted. That's all that matters. Okie dokie. And so Miss Aki, you've got to take the food for chemical analysis. So that will probably take a little while to resolve, but that's okay. We'll leave that one going. Some of you were going to head to the location, and some of you were going to basically do some data research. So let's see what are any particular lines of inquiry you want to do on the data research side of things.
As far as pure data goes, the 10 places that were destroyed, I want to see if they've got any surviving. The people that owned them had any surviving kin or anything like that. I'm primarily looking for somebody who had no surviving kin that we could take their identities and take their stuff.
Of the 10 that were destroyed.
Yeah, maybe even see if we can get the building's lease or ownership and try selling it to these guys to get some money off of them.
Okay, so you've got the list of destroyed locations because you got that out of the copied database, didn't you?
Yep.
Okie doke. So right, so let me see then. That's obviously going to be a case of you're going to have to get into companies' registrations security system. That's a relatively low level security node. Local government security node, as it were. It could be a little more interesting because it's out in the Badlands, so it could just Badlands. That's the wrong game. Sorry, in the Barrens, but some of them were sort of more on the edge than the others. So you could start with some of those. So we'll just say that the being local government, it's a nice straightforward security system with a toughness of 6 to get. Assuming you're going to force your way in as opposed to trying to go and find a way to get a access pass.
I don't think this would be. If I'm going after to find out,
Well, first things first, you need to track down the registered owners of those of the businesses before you can use that to trace next of kin.
So that should be something I can do legitimately without having to.
Yep, no, I'll give you that.
Without having to necessarily hack it.
Okay, so we'll just make that a straightforward research roll then.
Okay.
Because actually, I forget. Yeah, registered companies is public information, isn't it?
Right now it is. I don't know about in this setting, but
Well, for now we'll say it is.
That won't affect that. So, ooh, shiny. Ah, boo.
Okay. Of the 10 properties, I'm going to say the 4 that are sort of on the outskirts are the ones that you're able to find records for. The other ones, it would appear to be whoever's the local gang is the muscle for that. So, and obviously they offer protection to those individuals. So the fact that these sites have been destroyed probably means someone else paid more protection to them. But for the first of the 4 sites, we shall say, it was Smith's Pasta. It was owned by someone registered himself as John Smith.
He owned 4 of those sites?
No. That was the first one.
Okay.
The second site will have as it'll be Ramen Shack, and that was Atina Ming. Third site, what should we give it? we'll call it Burger Prince. And that was a Jack Sprat. He's famous because his burgers never had any fat on them. And the fourth of the tracked companies will be the Pizza Cabin. And I'm run out of ideas for names. Give me a second. Interesting. A Wendy Nix, NYX. So they appear to be the sort of the four you're able to track down. The other six are very much a case of that sort of basically. You're not they don't appear to have registered company as such, but in the Barons that's not so unusual. Baron Shack, Burger Prince, and Pizza Cabin were franchises. Smith's Pasta was solely owned. But they own, they owned the well. They owned the properties the restaurant was on, and they also owned the franchises. It's a simple answer there.
Okay.
Okay. So people are heading out to the. Okay. So who's heading to? We'll assume Beulah's helping Donahue behind the scenes with research this week. So who's heading to the address that you found?
Well, how long does it take Aki to drop this stuff off, or I got to wait?
No, you could drop. Well, it depends if you want to wait or you want to drop it off on the way to go heading on elsewhere.
Well, how long does Walter say it's going to take?
Oh, he reckons he'll need a couple of hours.
Well, I could go and come back there later, couldn't I? Yeah, so I can go with whoever going out on the outskirts and have a look around.
Okay, so Aki is.
Quake will be going.
Aki and Queeg. Actually, I've just realised there's a certain problem with Windows. That's okay.
It's made by Microsoft. That's a massive problem.
No. Line up. Because obviously, if you're on the ground floor, then Windows technically shouldn't work. You shouldn't be able to see through upper floor windows, should you? Sod it. I'll just do it the other way. So Aki and Queeg, who else?
Waif will be going with the recon crew.
Yep, this is
She'll be traveling separately on her scooter.
That's absolutely fine. So that just leaves Pow Pow and Merlin.
Yeah, Merlin will go along.
Pope normally goes out and recon. That's what he does.
Okay. So you basically tracking the signal down. It leads you to an apartment complex. There's a couple of floors to the. There's more than a few floors, but you're able to track down that it's the fourth floor of the apartment complex, and it's basically getting in was of no problem at all whatsoever. And you find yourselves in a corridor. With, on this floor, 2 apartments. Doors.
We have no idea which apartment it went to.
The best you could track it down to was this floor.
Okay, coming into the building. Now, I don't know if it's changed during the days of Sprawlrunners, but in our buildings, apartment buildings, you have a series of mailboxes inside the building.
Mm-hmm.
apartment number and the name of the resident on the mailbox. No such thing here.
Well, that seems rather reasonable, doesn't it? Let's break out 1,000 memorable. So let's have a go with. Okay, so looking at the 4th floor, you can see that one of them is a Patty Jenkins, and the other is to a Whit Willow.
Neither one of them turned up in our various research.
Nope.
By name.
Neither of them turned up in any research by name, no.
Half the damn sprawl is named Jenkins. Jesus, it's like Smith.
Does seem to be a fairly popular name round here.
Did you say Smith? Because that's the other half.
That was John Smith at the pasta, so Whit Willows and Patty Jenkins.
Waif would be carrying, because she is a courier, would have the makings to put a rather innocuous package together.
Yep.
And she'll knock at each door with the package under her cover as a courier.
Take it the drones are still broken, are they?
I don't think Mueller's got round to fixing him, I'm afraid, yes.
So Waif would have a package in hand, because she's
Okay.
always prepared that way.
Okay,
And
so the
not-
first apartment is Patty, judging by what you were able to ascertain, the first apartment was Patty Jenkins, and the second apartment was Whit Willows.
Okay, and my package, the address on it is going to be really messy, and the only part that's going to be clearly distinctive is the 4th floor of this building, so I don't have to deliver an actual package, so I'm looking for the person this package belongs to.
Okie dokie.
So I'll knock at the door.
Okay, you knock at the door. And you hear a voice coming from inside. Yes?
And Waif will call out, "Courier!"
Oh, just a second. Rather elderly looking lady opens the door and goes, "Oh, hello, dear. Can I help you?"
I will show her the package with the really scrambled address on it. The only thing being distinctive is, this floor. Names all, wrecked and stuff, and ask her if she has any idea if this package is for her.
I don't recall ordering anything. Oh, unless no, it's no. And then she looks at the size of the package and sort of her face fills a bit and goes, "No, it's too small to be that. Oh well, maybe next week." And he did say it would be a slow delivery. I can't be helped.
Well, I'm sorry to disturb you, ma'am.
That's okay.
Is there anybody else that
Oops,
resides
sorry.
with you? And she's gonna stand, and I'm gonna start to turn away. Wait a minute, does anybody else reside here that this might have ordered something or expecting a package?
No one expecting a package here. No.
Well, I'll thank her for her time and move to the next door and knock with the same bullshit story.
Okie dokie. That you knock on the next door. There, you don't hear that. Basically, you knock. There is no response.
If I put my ear to the door, does it sound like there's anybody in there just ignoring the knock?
You do. It does sound like the vid screen's on. Yes.
Yeah, but a lot of people leave their vid screens on just to make it sound like someone's home to discourage thieves.
Exactly.
Do we get a lock picker among us? Because if they're not home, we...
Did she leave her front door open?
Yeah, come and check if the door is secured properly. Somebody who can do that, because Waif is... bullshit, thank you. Who's the lock picker among us? Merlin, you do any of your little...
I've
fancy
dabbled,
tricks?
I can do a bit of it.
Well, somebody get up here and do something about this door. Although Waif hasn't ruled out the little old lady either. Because she knows
The old lady left their front door open, so we can just go in there.
I don't know.
The
It's got
little
a
old
proper yule
lady
lock in it.
certainly shouldn't have left it. Oh, she's locked it open. The little old lady's locked her front door. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I was
That's
concerned
what
about
that
the
lock.
It is a Yale lock in it. Tell you what, I'll hold the
Padlock.
lock pick. I'll hold the lock pick, and somebody else give it.
don't want me messing with locks.
Nope, getting in the way.
do it unskilled and see if I can just try my luck. Yeah.
Not one person in this group took lockpicking.
No, we all did.
Okay.
I'm a wizard, not a thief.
Okay, right.
I thought he was going to do a critical success and go, have you actually
Set
tried
off a
coming
million
in?
freaking alarms here.
Illegal entry attempted. Illegal entry attempted. Floor has been locked down. Security will be along shortly, which of course being in the Barrens doesn't mean it's police. It'll probably be some local enforcement gang.
Yeah, maybe the Denim Eagles. Would that be convenient? No, Waif, the others can take cover, but Waif is just going to be standing here at the door looking at the package and looking at the door going, what the hell? You know, I just knocked on the door to see if there's anybody here when they do come along. So if the others of you want to see if you can find something resembling cover.
Well, look, we can't make
There's
it
an
any
awful
worse.
lot
We
of
just
cover
bust
in
the
that
door down.
hallway.
Maybe the old lady Jenkins next door will, you know, invite you in for tea if you knock. Tell her the alarms are going off. You guys all look easy to intimidate.
Okay, the alarms are still going off. What do you want to do?
Well, we can't get off the floor if the
Well,
floor's
I'll just
down.
kick the fucking door open. Might as well.
That's what I
We're
that's
gonna
what I
get in
was going to
trouble.
suggest. You
We're
can't
gonna
make
get
it
in
any
trouble.
worse.
If you get in trouble, we might as well have a good reason for getting in trouble. Let's boot that door down.
I was just going to try to bullshit my way through by telling them that all I did was knock. You know.
Okay, if you want to boot the door open, be my guest.
Yeah, Waif's going to stand back at this point.
I think that would be my job.
Strength check -2 because it is reinforced to get to kick the door open.
Quig, do you mind kicking the door down for us, mate?
Oh, good. No, Queeg has no problem at all at kicking the door
The
open.
door is gone. Yes. Is there anyone standing behind it? You got crushed.
Nope.
I'm going to look at these guys, you know, as I walk past them. Subtlety is not your strong point, is it?
Sorry, I just realised you can't see him.
Not
Okay.
Willows.
Okay. As the sound of the as you sort of come to as you sort of come into the clear area, you suddenly see a very angry face staring at you.
Someone knocked your door down. We were just investigating.
He shoots you.
Shoots me.
Not well. We took him off guard.
Okay, so basically, the upshot of that is he opens fire and barely hits you, leaving you shaken. And then
we're coming at you, didn't it?
That was the surprise round because obviously he was on hold. So that brings us to Queeg. Queeg, from where you are, you hear gunfire, and bullets hitting the ground and the walls all around Waif and Aki.
If I can interrupt for just a moment, everybody in the party appears to be just an ally to me, not part of my party.
That's probably because I haven't turned on thingy, have I? You're all shown as green, so I don't know why you're not showing as part of the... Yeah, party vision and movement's on.
Yeah, I'm not part of the party. Everybody else is yellow to me.
Yeah.
characters that.
I have no idea.
Not a big deal. I mean, I can work around it.
Oh, there's
Just,
two.
I
We've
thought-
got two Merlins now, just showing off, haven't we?
Well, I was just trying to add a second one, but I'm not sure. I don't know why they're all showing up as that. I suppose the only thing I could do is it will
Oh, hold
affect...
on. Whatever you just did clear it up.
Okay. Is everyone else having the same issue?
Oh, we're all my friends.
Okay. Must have been just Merlin, that's fine. I just added you and deleted you to the combat tracker. Okay, I'm happy with that. Okay, Queeg! Gunfire erupts.
I'm big. I ain't too bright, but I don't know if I want to run into gunfire.
I'll whisper back to Quig, hey, you might want to watch for whoever's going to be coming up that hallway. Because she's far enough up to see.
Yeah, I think I'll just ready the broom and go on hold where I'm at in case
It'll be more like,
he comes around the corner or
watch our back.
someone comes through.
Okay, so Mr. Whitwillows is going to target Aki and Waif. Opening fire again.
Shut my ear off.
Aki's hit and Waif's hit once. Aki is unharmed. Unfortunately, Waif tried to pull you back. Catches a nasty round, but she may be able to avoid it. Do you wish to soak the wound you have just taken, Miss Waif? Oh,
I was
console error. That's okay.
and he didn't drop right.
No, I got a console error on it. Okay. I should always know, never update just before I'm a game. Always, but then you never know if it will work or not. Thank you. Waif, you avoid the bullet at the last second. Mr. Pow Pow, sir.
Update for every game, no matter what.
I think Pow Pow will put Shadow Shield protection on myself, Quig.
Players that they killed were probably stunned, so
Whoops, does something.
Using more armor. They all get +4 armor.
Okay, what, you're costing that on everybody? My word.
Not. I was going to cast it on Merlin.
I'll think about it, Bernie.
Right,
You would have had at least an hour to recharge some power points.
Yeah, so myself, Quig, Aki, all the frontline fighters get it.
Okie dokie.
Because I'm trying to save power points. Because for my next trick, if this all goes horribly wrong, I'm going to teleport everybody through the floor onto the floor below.
Oh, just to muck me up because I don't have a map for that level.
Well, it's just that once the guards got onto this floor, we're going to jump a floor down the way.
Yeah.
But the guards are going to miss us coming up the
I
stairwell.
see what you mean. Okay, Mr. Aki, sir, you unshake from the shock of the bullets. What do you wish to do?
I'm going to shoot him.
Be my guest.
So we just come to help, and you try and shoot me, you mother son of a gun.
You did kick his door down after trying to break into his property and setting off the security alarm. He obviously thinks you're going to rob him. He's only defending his property. That's a hit with a raise. Do you wish to re-roll that?
It says rate of fire 3. What does that mean?
Means you can single shot it or fire up to 3 rounds, but you need to have rock and roll not to have recall penalties when firing it. But rate of
Do I
fire.
have to pick multi-action to do 3 shots as well, do I?
No, not if you fire on full auto. It will basically rate of fire 3, which means you get three shots and 1 wild dice, but you do get through an awful lot of bullets that way.
That's right, I'll just re-roll the damage. That's a much better roll, isn't it?
Why am I getting console errors today on re-rolling damage? Okay, well, that's the end of Mr. Whitwillows as you shoot him.
Poor guy.
I shall unlock tokens. It's very basic.
Go and search his body, see if there's anything useful on him, and see if we just murdered someone for no reason.
Okay. Well, he appears to be a middle-aged man. Other than the fact he had a submachine gun of very low quality and poor accuracy, there doesn't appear to be anything else on him. His cred stick shows he doesn't appear to have much money, and the apartment itself is in just a standard state of, well, not disrepair, but you know what I mean.
Single guy living on his own. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a shithole, right? Are these doors open?
But,
It's gone to the loo.
Can you open them?
They do open.
Well, you found... It's interesting, actually, for a single man. You find a bedroom with 2 beds in it and a computer that is switched on.
A hack into the computer.
The computer appears to be appears to be on a web page for some lawyer firm by the name of Rollins.
Okay, so this might be the right place.
You also notice the alarm seems to have gone off. Whether that was because someone switched it off or because no one ever actually comes when the alarm gets sent off to this part of town, you don't know. But
I'll close the door as best as they can go and kind of hold it in place. Stand in front of it. So
Can I cast...
somebody checking doors can't get in.
Can I cast Summon Ally?
you can, if you so wish, yes.
Can I hack this computer and see what he's been up to on here?
You can give it a go, but
Over on and he's logged on, you should be able to just check his history and stuff like
well,
that.
yeah, the machine's logged in. It's just so. In the meantime, while all this interesting action's going on, let us
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah, so...
stop spending bennies. I'm fed up with console errors.
But only you get the errors, not us. So we don't care.
It's not bothering us at all.
Actually, I've got a solution for that. I'm just going to take away all your bennies, and then you can't cause console errors.
You're
Oh,
so
God.
mean.
Easy.
So mean.
Anyway, what I was trying to say was I was going to flit back to our friendly one person that isn't there, and basically he's all on his lonesome. Mr. Donahue, sir.
Okay.
Any,
In which case, I'm either going to track down those 4 people, or, like I said, or try to do some networking and find out about Mr. Big.
What's your call? Which way do you wish to head first?
I think I'd rather try and go after Mr. Big.
Okay, so I imagine you're going to want to. Well, that means you're going to need to do some networking. So, and I don't see why in the future that can't include sort of online networking. So, any particular way you wish to go about it? The nice approach, the nasty approach.
Oh, yeah. Nice approach.
Okay, so I would say first things first. I'll give you. I'll let you do a sort of. If you do it, I'll let you have a research roll to find out to sort of see what nodes you can find. Chat forums and stuff, nodes that you think might be useful, which will give you, depending how you do well on that, will give you a benefit on your persuasion for some networking information.
Okay.
It'll give you a +1 on your persuasion, which is all well and good. Yeah, you find some interesting. You do find a few chat forums that seem to be sort of more food related and franchise related. So you think they might be the way to go, but it's really up to you.
I've used all my logistics points. Do I have any spare cash for bribes?
We'll assume that if you need to make any transactions like that, it will come out of your sort of cost of living.
Yeah, I always put 2 points into a common pool.
So there you go.
Okay, so that'll give me a +2 as well.
I believe so. Yes.
Awesome. This is going to be great.
Spend it.
I'll just use like one logistic point, not both of them.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yep.
And just a minute. I think I need to fix some things first.
Okay.
Okay, I also have Streetwise, which will give me a +2 bonus.
But there you are. Yes, you're laughing. This is pretty much gonna. Okay, +5 bonus. That's obscenely ridiculous. Okay. Right. What do you find out? Well, it does appear that there is. What you do find out, it does appear that there is something going on at the moment. It seems someone called Mr. Big does appear to be attempting to buy up everything. But the strange thing is, no one can understand or make head or tail of the whole plan, because it does seem to be all about hot dogs, and no one's entirely sure why. And it's like the saturation point seems to be that what you find is it's happened. It would appear that Mr. Big has already sort of done this in a couple of smaller towns, and now he's moving his way up to big city, and the towns sort of basically haven't fared too well in terms of the franchise haven't fared too well after every single food outlet in the entire town, numbering about 30 to 40 depending on the couple of towns around the place, they've all been turned into hot dog stands, and therefore the competition does appear to be fairly pointless, if that makes sense. And so business is steady, but there's only so many hot dogs people seem to want to eat. But it would appear that more people have actually. It seems there's been a lot more online cookery courses, and people seem to be sort of ordering in a lot more vegetables and food than making food at home themselves, and then buying hot dogs. And no one can really understand the business model. It just strikes them as very inefficient way of doing things, I would say. But there are lots of people that go out for the odd hot dog, but it's not as if you go out for a proper meal, as it were. You go out, buy a hot dog, and off you go. It's not, some of the restaurants and stuff were sort of much bigger and more popular, and so it's a bit strange on that score. So no one's really understanding the whole idea behind the business model. But you did.
Customers are not eating hot dogs.
Sorry.
They probably know what goes into those things.
Any attempts to sort of investigate them on food and health safety grounds, or spot checks and everything, always seem to pass with flying colours, or seem to be the paperwork seems to get lost in the ether, and obviously never actually happens. And no one has ever. One thing you do seem to discover is that no one ever seems to have ever met with Mr. Big. In every case, some of the people there have actually been forced to sell up. In every single case, it would appear that a small local lawyer of no great distinction or any of repute, or necessarily sort of known for their expertise, seems to be the person that ends up doing most of the, seems to be doing with all the deals.
But there's nothing with. Sorry, I was going.
Oh.
I was aiming for more like criminal information broker side.
No, that's fine. No, I'm just laying the groundwork. It would also appear that in every case, whenever no one all those that resisted selling up always appeared to meet with some form of accident or just go off on vacation and never return, and their premises seem to shut down at around the same time. And in every case, the local gangs appear to, appear to have not been either looked the other way or basically pretend nothing happened, as if basically someone was paying them off or intimidating them, and no one publicly will talk about Mr. Big if they think it can be traced back to them. A couple of cases where it has happened, and that does include people thinking they were doing well anonymously online, has in fact resulted in them completely disappearing a few days later, as if their entire electronic footprint was deleted. One thing you do pick up is some indication that there is someone who seems to have been trying to investigate it, but all you got was his initials, WW.
I was killed.
Could just be a massive coincidence.
Could be Walter White, Walt Whitman. Anything on this computer?
It seems to be a very. It seems to be a very, very mundane stuff. Although it does appear that messages to and from Rollins were done through that computer, as if that all the transactions. You can see connection histories that date back, including to the fact the one you traced definitely appeared to come from this computer.
Meantime, Waif's gonna check this door to make sure there's nobody hiding in here once they heard.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be locked. You should be able to, it shouldn't be locked. You should be able to just open it. You just have to click on it.
You click on it and it will open.
Okay. Now I can't pick up my token. There we go.
The only other thing, Donahue, you do find is basically you do find some trace to some interesting file drop that seems located to WW's investigations, and it does appear to be some sort of blueprint to a building.
Okay, that I will actually send off a call to the guys doing the work.
Okay, guys, when you're sent through the blueprint to the building,
Well, no, I'm going to call them.
yeah, call them. Sorry. By all means, give them a call. Donahue is you've all got phones. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of useful group chat function that you can have if you want, or you could call one of them direct. Donahue, it's your call.
I'll probably call Aki directly.
Aki, you're
Okay.
Your
My
phone
beeping.
is
My
fine.
Discord is beeping. Right.
Yeah, I'm just curious. What have you got? Have you got a? You don't have a phone.
Computers that can hack, so he's got to have something.
I've got all that. We established that.
Oh,
in
it's
episode
cyberware.
one, didn't we?
It's
We've got some way of communicating with each other.
Well, the idea was I think most people had a phone. I thought you had one.
No, I did say to you back in the first time we played,
I'll
have
give
we
you
got
the-
a way of communicating? If I can just assume I've got a phone. I thought it's like nowadays, who hasn't got a phone? You can go to you can go to the Amazon jungle and find a guy living under a bush, and he's got an iPhone.
But a phone only costs a couple of logistic points. You have to spend all your logistic points, have you?
No, I haven't. No.
I mean, seriously, they got hobos with cameras who do YouTube.
Really?
Yes. Look up train hopping on YouTube.
Okay, I will. Anyway, Aki, you being called.
Press my ear button and answer the call.
So I found some information.
Okie dokie.
There's some guy also investigating, initials WW. He's got out of character. The file drop, I'm assuming that's like a physical drop somewhere to go pick stuff up.
I meant electronic.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, you can
I
access
was
it
calling
electronically, I think.
Oh, okay, because I was gonna actually. I thought it was a physical drop. I was gonna ask him to go check it.
Actually, yeah. No, I think electronic. I was thinking electronic, so I'll stick with electronic.
Okay.
Hack it if you want, but yeah, find it.
So, somebody initials WW found this that he's had a information drop, and I can send him the blueprints for the building. I am suspecting that Mr. Big is not physical, as he's never ever shown his face. He's always works through a lawyer in the gangs. So I have a feeling that he is, at minimum, not local, but possibly not physical.
Okay. We've got a guy here called WW who's no longer with us. I don't know if that
I want to
matters,
let him know you get access to the guy's computer.
but we have got access to the computer, so we could go and look and try and see if there's any cross-referencing.
By the way, can I make a suggestion? If you've got access to the computer, you can once you can just walk up, switch the fire off, and Donahue can have a look at it from where he
As you
is.
can tell, Donahue, it's a very, very highly detailed and hyper accurate blueprint you've got, and definitely not just hurriedly drawn by me frantically just now.
Yeah, of course. We can just take the computer.
And I'll send him an app to let me remote access. If it's on and they have access, they will just let me remote into it.
Yeah, once
Yep.
because he's got physical access, you can just tell Donahue the access point. Donahue can then get in any time he wants from the back end.
We came back in, didn't you?
Do you wish to send the blueprint over to the rest of to Aki and the rest of the group?
Yeah, I send him.
Okay. Basically, Donahue sends a highly detailed and definitely not rushly drawn blueprint to the rest of the party.
That's amazing. The detail in that is just uncanny. It's just so good. You must have spent weeks on that.
I think I'll kick off. Does the file size seem abnormal for the blueprint?
No, it just appears to be. It's basically. It appears to be a blueprint the guy found for a. Well, it seems to be just for a building. Looks like a location, and what he found was that there appeared to be a secret. Well, a secret door, as it, for want of a better phrase, a secret access point to the structure that wasn't on the original blueprints that he basically was able to track down the original builders of, and was able to find a copy of their blueprint, which is the copy of the blueprint of the file you found.
Okay. In which case, I'll point that out to Aki that there's some kind of looks like there's some kind of hidden room or hidden staircase or something.
Here, is it?
Able to see this blueprint?
Yeah, I sent it over.
Yeah, you should have it shared with you, the blueprint map.
Because Waif's looking at this blueprint, and this looks not because she's gone into the second bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
It looks suspiciously like the layout of the apartment we're in.
Yeah.
And
You're standing next to a door, I think.
the access door would be right dead ahead of Waif. So she's gonna start poking around, and she's gonna let the others know what she thinks.
Second you start poking around, basically a section of wall slides in on itself, revealing a passageway beyond.
Guys, I found the secret door. Now that I got a blueprint.
Now I've
Right to it.
Merlin's got a couple questions since we're trying to get all this information correlated. These other towns that have had these hot dog stands show up and do their take over everything.
Yeah.
You're saying that the sales of other things have kind of gone up as well?
No, basically it would appear that after a while everyone got fed up of buying hot dogs and basically started buying their own food.
Become healthier because they stopped eating takeaways. Yeah.
Eating healthier.
Yes.
Okay. Is there somebody that controls, say, grocery stores? Is there like a link to the grocery stores in these places, or maybe doctors' offices or something where they're trying to forcibly improve the health of the population?
It's a good line of inquiry.
I mean, I can wait for off wandering.
I'm assuming you're relaying these thoughts back to Donahue because obviously he can.
Yeah, I figure he's the one that's got his head in all this stuff. So
I think we should not run ahead yet. We're waiting for everyone to catch up. There's a room down there, but that looks like the outdoors. I don't know what it is.
It is the outdoors, but there is another map if you head down the staircase. Is what I'm trying to say.
I will kick off a search, checking out what Merlin suggested.
Mm-hmm.
But that can be automated. I will start going through this WW's computer to see if I can find anything more on it.
Okie dokie.
I'm gonna have to tear myself away from this bathroom mirror, haven't I?
Yeah. The map's vanished.
Well, you headed down the stairs, so I'll put you on the basement map.
Well, Waif was right behind us.
Why didn't that? Oh, I clicked the wrong bloody thing. Let's try that again. There we go. That's what I was trying to do.
I'm just sneaking around here, walking down very quietly.
Yeah, I know.
Guys, go.
Taking my head round the corner.
Yeah, I'll stay a little bit behind Aki. Try to be quiet.
And Waif has moved up behind them.
And Waif has moved up behind them. Now, I'm losing track. Is he visible right now? He should be visible. Can you see anyone, Aki?
Not from here.
I really hate... Sometimes I truly hate this application.
Move down there, I might be able to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see him.
Yeah. Okay, there seems to be someone... he seems to be crouching down and doing some stuff... on the floor leads there. It seems to be well, you're not sure. It looks like he's trying to dismantle it quite quickly.
Is he facing away from us?
He has his back to you at the moment, yes.
I'm going to go against the wall and try here and see what's what.
Okay, well, he didn't hear you, unfortunately. However, unfortunately, the second guy is looking at you. So at which point he shouts some sort of warning. It's not in English, but he does shout something, and you're not sure what. He was saying...
Quick, to interrupt.
But in the meantime, oh dear, the guy on the floor gets a Joker bonus, so he will basically. Yep. Okay. He finishes uploading what he was doing into the power circuits, and all the computers switch off.
Son of a bitch.
Merlin, you're upstairs, but you could hear shouting coming from down the stairs.
Time to run down the stairs. I knew they were getting too far ahead. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, I can't go 14 inches.
Okay, that's
I will run down there.
11 inches take you down to there, which then means I shall put you about there. Oops, let's try that again. About there on the other map. Looks about right to me. About halfway down the stairs.
That looks close enough, yeah. Close enough. I am going to, let me see who we got. We got Quig and Waif there. I am going to magic weapon Quig's broom.
Okay.
And Waif, your preferred is your pistol, correct?
I'm trying to avoid gunpowder. I've already pulled out my shurikens. They're in my hand, so you would know what I'm carrying.
Okay, then I will magic weapon your shurikens. And I will also magic weapon my bow.
Go for it. Are you happy with a 5?
I will take a 5. Yep, +2 on everybody works. No bonus stuff, just the standard +2.
I through that door thinks to close it because we don't know that nobody's going to investigate.
Okie dokie. That brings us to Waif.
She's gonna have him move here.
Okay, you can see this guy with a big in a denim jacket with an eagle sewn on the back of it. He appears to basically be unjacking himself from some computer outlets.
Let's see if I'm gonna slow him down.
That's a hit with a raise. Roll that damage.
Well, that's slowing down.
I think
He turns to look at you, and he gets the shuriken right between the eyes.
Okay, well, actually,
Or maybe that's right into the eye.
I didn't take Donahue off the combat tracker, so this is rather cool. So while the combat's going on, Donahue's just tapping away on a computer keyboard somewhere completely different. But I think I like it this way. It will work interestingly. Okay, you find there is a connection. Well, actually, you did do a hacking roll, didn't you, before you started? So yeah, you find there is another set of computer nodes that this computer is connected to that appears to be in the same building. It would appear someone's just uploaded some nasty countermeasures and intrusion hacking systems onto it, and is also in the process of shutting down and deleting the system.
Is the ice doing that, or is it separate?
Destroying the ice will stop the destruction of the system. Yes.
Then sorry, pulling up my inventory. Yes, I have fighting. Okay. This is going to go counter to my typical measures, so I am going to send, a virus and attempt to destroy that ice.
Okie dokie. I want to go campaigns. I want to go Sprawlrunners. Well, sure, you're sort of sending yourself in, really, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes in. If he double loads fighting, he gets frenzy as well.
Exactly. So, oops. That's fine. Don't worry, I'm just sorting something out and I'll be there. Okay. Refresh. Come on.
Alright, upload fighting.
Uploading's an action, so obviously this round you'll be uploading
Yes.
them, won't you? Yeah.
No, multi-actioning. I'm going to
Okay.
multi-action.
That's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
You certainly can do that. I put it in the wrong images. That's why I was getting very confused there. I thought, why can't I see any maps? My worst. The worst thing I thought I could possibly have happen is about, well, not really the worst thing I possibly could have happen, but one of the things that's always not a lot of fun. Okay, we'll take that down to 1. Okay, that. Close that off. And, yeah, don't forget to remove the... yeah, that's a good point. So what I need to do is... So you're loading and fighting as with your multi-action. Oh, you're using conviction. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this angers my character.
Okay. The system's not entirely stable, as some of the core OS components appear to have already started to be being removed. Okay, yep, you find a way in. It's an interesting landscape you find yourself in, as you find yourself in a slowly glitching cyberspace. And I need a couple of ices, don't I?
John.
I thought I was already in cyberspace.
You are, but obviously now you're entering cyberspace combat is what I'm trying to say, so...
Give you a map.
I gave you a map, so you can be slightly tactical about these things. I haven't got I bet you I haven't got any really cool tokens for...
Vanilla rice. Just get a vanilla rice picture and put that on a token. Ice, baby.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. Think. So you get to use your hacking skill as if it was combat, don't you? If you've got that's the way it works. And if you've got the combat thing, it gives you frenzy, I believe.
No,
if he double loads it, it does.
He double loads it. Sorry, yeah, that's what I meant.
No, I have just fighting.
Okay, there appears to be 2... I'm just moving a bit closer because I don't want you to have to spend too much time. There appears to be 2 ICE programs in here. You do actually... From your perspective, they do appear to be... Well, it does... From your side, as you jack into this cyberspace, it appears to be... Apart from... There is slight glitching here and there, as you can tell, because the image isn't exactly clear. But it does appear like... the whole cyberspace around here appears like skyscrapers, and these 2 kaiju are slowly destroying the city.
Yeah. I hit them. I don't think conviction worked right. So I think conviction added to it rolls, right?
Conviction gives you like an extra D6, so you get the best of the...
Oh, I thought conviction added into it.
Yeah, I thought so too, actually. It's conviction maybe the update's broken conviction.
Oh, lovely.
Roll the dice, but I'm sure I know when we had conviction on Tuesday, it was working. 136.
It should add in.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Conviction can be spent to add a D6. So what the hell? Is conviction broken? Guy Hugh, it shows you using conviction. So let's try something like a cyberspace attack. This is me just checking things out. It's not adding it, is it, anymore? Great, conviction's bust.
Did I just roll a D6?
Yeah.
Added to that first roll?
Yeah, I don't know why that's suddenly gone wrong.
I think that's even what I had, maybe.
Possibly.
So that would be a 7 to hit the ice?
I do have a funny feeling that it's melee style combat, isn't it, rather than ranged?
Yeah, it's everything goes against parry. There is no range.
So we'll bring you in. It will be nice. We'll bring you in closer because I think the squares are too small. Let's have a look.
It'd be whatever. Yeah, because it's. I think if you're in the node, you're basically considered in melee range for anything.
Yeah, I
in
think
there.
so. In fact, I don't think. Yeah, I thought putting a map on would look fun, but I'm not sure. I don't think it works. I don't think it works in the terms. You know what I mean? It's not going to work in terms of two-dimensional combat. So I agree. Yeah, I think you are literally in the node, and you can. Well, it's the easiest thing to say is we won't lock the tokens, we won't lock that, so you can move. Basically, I would argue range has no meaning. So you know what I mean. From your perspective, you can move an infinite distance in cyberspace.
So will a 7 hit their system?
Parry.
Whatever.
Parry of 4 should do so. So if I'll take the 9 and turn. I can which is ice of. The parry should be 6. So yes, the parry 6 is you hit with a 7. So you hit. You get to roll the damage. And see what I like about that is I can literally drag anything and turn it into an attack. Now the conviction's working for damage. So it's just not working on trait rolls. Okay. 2 wounds on the ice. Well, I'm going to spend a penny. No, okay. That you basically destroy that ice. It just explodes in a pile of in a pile of red gore. It would appear. Aki.
Right. Well, I haven't got any ninja stars, so I'm just going to shoot.
Go for it.
You can fuck off.
Oh dear me. Okay.
At least there's no stress tags. Be thankful for small favors.
Yeah, the after's got stress tags, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Oh no, type
Some
should be
people in
melee.
the game
There we
are
go.
cursed.
Okay, that'll be fine. Okay, well that's interesting and straightforward enough. So basically, you were firing your compact assault rifle, weren't you? It's a total misfire, causing the rifle to jam. But also, unfortunately, the fact that it's jammed on you will result in you being distracted. Queeg.
Yes, I am. Hey, if I was to actually run and try to get past Waif and a key,
I'm fairly confident they'd get out the way, yes.
okay.
Yeah, Waif is good at flattening up against walls.
Indeed.
Oh, that was a good one.
I'll point out to Ikea, at least you didn't, draw any more attention with gunfire.
Oh, that was my idea. Yeah, that was the idea. I rolled the double ones deliberately. Yeah.
It was a cunning plan to lure the GM into a false sense of arrogance, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then next round I'm going to do double crits.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that's about it. Oh, I'll end the turn. Don't worry.
That brings us to Pow Pow. Your maintaining power is about to expire. Do you wish to maintain it, sir?
Yes, I want to maintain their protection.
Okie dokie. That
And
resets
then
Yep.
apart from that, all I'm going to do is to, because I don't really know what's going on, because I'm on the floor above. So I'm going to run down the stairs.
Yeah. Well,
You broke yourself away from the mirror, did you?
I was going to say,
Yeah.
you didn't hear
the reason,
sorry.
sorry, the reason I was lagging behind is because Spirit Cat is even further behind down the corridor. Because I thought armed guards were going to come on the floor. I thought the cats could tell me, and then I can go tell everybody else. So all I'm going to do is maintain the power, run down the stairs.
Yeah, no, setting off the alarm, reporting that guards was coming is a deliberate misnomer. What it actually did was alert the guys down in the basement that you were there. which is why they were already dismantling stuff by the time you got down there. Okay, well, you got an 11th, so are you going to run? I do like having 3 maps on the go at once. It's not.
I know, it's so difficult. Can you just put me next to Merlin?
I can get you to there. I am going to put you only because then it's one less map to worry about.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Which means apartment can be unshared for everyone. I only unshare it because I know it closes it, so it's one less map for you guys to worry about. Okay.
And then that's me.
Okay, Denim Eagle number 4 bursts out of this doorway here, walks up to Queeg and hits him with a shot club. Missing. I shall spend a penny on that. Missing another time. Okay, Denim Eagle number 2 is going to... Well, he was... Well, Denim Eagle number 2 is going to go on hold.
Who just attacked?
Oh, can you not see him? I apologise, sorry.
Oh, there we can see him. There he is. Thought the Invisible Man I thought that geezer didn't move. He just stood there behind a bench. Flint.
Put him on hold as well. Yeah, it'll open the door. Okay, Ice number 2 stops destroying that building, walks across here, crushing some digital vehicles as it goes. And basically, I'm so looking forward to the fact that the update that Aki showed, where you can update the NPCs after you realise you forgot to do something and add them to the combat tracker, and then it updated afterwards. But anyway, that's by the by.
I do like the way you're doing
I
that.
did adjust my parry and toughness to match my deck and such, so I should be good.
Wonderful stuff. Okay, so basically the ice attacks you with malware, but it misses. your viral defenses are fine. That brings us to a following round with Waif, all ready to go.
Waif is just gonna step up next to Quig, the
Mm-hmm.
guy that tried. She doesn't have her staff with her, so she's just gonna punch him.
Okie dokie. Yeah, as that ice went to bite you, its teeth seemed to be sort of corrupted data. So it's fortunately you were able to your defences were good enough to keep the infection vectors at bay. Okay, so Waif steps up and puts down the Denim Eagle. At which point,
That was a punch.
with a punch, yeah. At which point, Denim Eagle number 2 is going to come off hold because now he doesn't have to worry about hitting his friends, and he's going to target the 3 of you. As he opens fire with his machine gun, missing all 3 of you. That brings, and can this guy can not do the same. That brings us to Donahue. You were able to avoid the infection vectors from this kaiju as it basically trumps towards you. What do you wish to do?
How do I maintain conviction?
You
Do I
spend
just
a
drop?
penny. You just drop a bit. Yeah. I think if I say yes, I think I get to tick it, and I think it spends the penny for you.
There you go. That worked.
Yeah.
I put it in the conviction box. Okay. I pull out a digital-looking BFG.
Okay. Give you a penny
If
for
I
the
think
description.
what I want to do is, instead of destroy it, I basically want to cage it up and capture it.
Okay. I'll allow that. After reading the rules, I've decided we're just going to fudge it until I come up. I'm going to try and write up some coherent understanding of the rules for myself. But I'm going to say, yeah, you're using conviction.
So that playthrough I sent you, does that help or does it hinder?
I did. I haven't. I didn't know you sent me one. I haven't had a chance to watch it. I've been a bit. Okay. So I'm going to say that's going to use. It's going to basically try and use its fighting to resist your hacking, which it fails miserably. So you shake it, and you basically I'm going to say you basically got it bound for all intents and purposes.
Okay. What it is I want to basically. So if anyone was watching, it would look like I shot out like this electronic net. It's
Yes.
turned into a cube around it, and it's going solid. I basically want to capture it and make it my prisoner, I guess you would say. Lock it up so I can bring it out somewhere else and let it loose.
No, I like the idea of that. So what I'm going to say is, what you've got it bound. So all you need to do is next turn, I would say, is basically, if you need to, for all intents and purposes, knock it out, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You need to do long lethal damage on it. Because it's bound, obviously you'll get bonuses on that. So it's going to attempt to break 3 using strength, which it's failing completely to do. So it's literally, while it's trying to break out, you're obviously able, all you need to do is knock it out next turn, as it were, and you'll be able to neutralize its infection vectors and capture its core code. Queeg!
I will move up to him and I will swat him with the broom, but it's going to be. I'm going to try for non-lethal if I can.
Okay, Denim Eagle, who's waiting for someone to pass by, is going to attempt to interrupt you with a 3 on his athletics. Please, I think you'll probably beat him on a 3. Yep, you do. So he is able to shoot you as you cross the room. Over to you. Okay, you hit him with a raise. And you want to make that non-lethal.
Yeah, we might need him for information.
Indeed. You knock him out. I wish you could actually set it up to do different defeated markers for knockouts, if that makes sense. Anyway, in the meantime, a second you put his buddy down, this guy opens fire from this doorway. Unfortunately, I think he hit you rather well. Oh, he hit you 3 times, I'm afraid. But one of them was very good. Cool. I'm not going to complain about that damage. A burst of bullets rips out of a side door as Queeg bounds across the room and knocks the other guy out. You can see multiple bullets bouncing off Queeg's. Well, not actually. Yeah, literally. Or they are literally bouncing off. Obviously, God knows what bullets he's using, but they're obviously not the normal lead type. They might be something more unpleasant if they wound, but it would appear that Queeg is.
Might be the
magical protection, of
magical
course.
armor.
Yes.
Yeah, that's causing it to not actually hit.
I think that, I'm going to retcon that. Yeah, basically the magical armor absorbs the bullets. You actually see the bullets, almost like that Neo stops them. They suddenly appear and slow down, and you can see them melting as they go through the armor.
It's shadow armor, so what happens is you cast a shadow, and as the bullet comes towards you, it literally slows down.
There we go. That's what's happening then. That makes perfect sense. That brings us to Aki. Are you right? You're gonna have to multi-action if you want to use your gun, because it is jammed. Don't forget. So you need a repair action to clear your gun. Well, actually, no, you won't need a repair action. An action to clear your gun, and then a shooting action if you want to shoot as well. And if you're talking, I can't hear you.
That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. Just remember to unmute your microphone next time you speak. I was going to club him, non-lethal, but then he's trying to shoot Queeg, so he has to die. I've clicked the 2 actions button.
Yep.
So we're just only going to do 1 action, haven't I? One's to clear the gun. Second one is to shoot him.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so That's a much better shot. And then I'm going to kill him.
You shake him.
I do.
Okie dokie. Let's see how we're doing. You shake him. Yeah. And you end your turn. Thank you very much. That brings us to Pow Pow.
For all Wave's efforts at stealth, you can hear the gunfire now.
Yes.
Pow Pow runs to there.
Well, no. What will actually happen is Pow Pow will run to there and hit the wall.
Got to navigate around line of sight. Yeah.
Pow Pow runs to there.
And he can't see anybody from there.
From there, he can't see anybody. Well, he can see
And
Wave.
he's like, oh, yeah, you can see Wave, and you can see the big computer, and he's like, oh, what's going on in here?
Well, it's all the screens. Well, when I say all the screens are off, they're not entirely off. I mean, they look off. Aki's first impression they were off, but if you look very closely, there's just a flashing cursor in the bottom left corner of the screens.
Well, I'm sure Donahue's in there somewhere. Yeah, so that's all I can do, pretty much.
Okay. That brings us, last but by no means least, to Merlin.
Okay, Merlin is still hearing violence going on, and he can't see anything from where he is. So Merlin will dart up to here and probably not see much from there. No, not really.
Body right in front of Wave, and you can see the body.
Yeah, there are. You can see.
I see multiple bodies laying around, but I'm not seeing anything to shoot at or what's being shot. So, bother. He is going to be done, I guess.
Interesting. What happened there? Oh, that's why I got console errors, because everyone got jokers. Really annoyed the console errors today. Let's have some fun with
Made a
this.
post on the forum. Can we have the console error not take up the whole screen? Can you just have a little thing that flashes in the corner?
Yeah. I just suddenly realised how I can make the glitching a little more dynamic. Okay, Pow Pow with the Joker. I just have to sit there like that to keep up the effect that it's an animated background, you see. I can't be bothered. Okay. Okay, you run to there.
Well, there's one guy left. That was 4, then moved to 6.
Mm-hmm.
Can we shoot him through the door?
You could, well, yeah, you could certainly try. I don't know why they got W tokens. I can't remember what I copied to get W tokens. You miss.
Aye, technically that's because we've changed it. Actually, it would be a +2.
Why would it be a +2? Your Joker bonus is cancelled by your running penalty.
No, I thought because it's a shotgun.
Ah!
I've taken off the +2 because remember we went through that adventure of gel rounds. Gel rounds will get +2.
Oh, yes. Okay, so you hit them. Yeah, I think he's a bit on the incapacitated side. You have 2 inches of movement left if you wish to do anything further. Or end your turn so we can move on to see what Aki wants to do.
Yeah, I think I'll end my turn there.
Mr. Aki, sir.
Oh, could I log into one of these computers and help Donahue upstairs?
You can jack it if you wish. Well, I would play the lovely jacking sound, but my other the monitor for my sound effect computer decided to pack up today, so I'm quite dark. It's very hard to use any sort of application where the screen flickers on for half a second and off and stays off for 2 seconds. Okay, make a hacking roll, see if you can get into the system. Yep, you get in. Very hard that because you need you needed a 10 to get in. After that, the Joker bonus to begin with, or the firewall the guy set up as he put in. But you are able to jack into you jack into cyberspace. Queeg.
Yeah, since we're coming through that door, I'm going to go see what's in there.
I just deleted cyberspace by mistake. Bugger. I deleted the wrong layer. You're in a vast white void. It's obviously getting worse inside that system.
You just deleted the internet.
Somebody crashed the system. Do I need to make a vigor check? Chuck?
No, I'm not going to make you. I'm not going to make you make bigger checks for my screw up. Oh dear. There must be a way to get it back.
Maybe you should press Control Z. That might do it.
Oh yeah, I did not. Apparently, someone said I did one. I think that breaks the link between tokens and the combat tracker, doesn't it? Someone was saying yesterday. I read yesterday, but that worked. Thank you for Control Z tip. It never occurred to me to do that.
I don't know. It's still highlighting my character.
Is it not showing?
We'll find out in a few turns.
Hang on. Let's unshare it. Reshare it. Did that do it?
See it.
Anyway, Queeg. Yeah, it just appears to be some sort of room with. See, I'm not entirely sure why there are lockers in front of the door. But anyway, maybe it's meant to be a separate. Who knows? I was going to tidy up the map, but I ran out of time. It just appears to be a dumping area. I'm going to say with benches here and then a load of junk dumped in the corner.
All right, that's good then.
Waif.
Waif's gonna run over there and recover her shuriken.
Okay. Waif runs over there and recovers her shuriken.
We got 2 to head back towards the other guys.
Okie dokie. Mr. Donahue, do you wish to maintain your conviction?
Yes.
So if I click... oh, yeah, that worked. You use a Benny to extend your conviction. Okay. You hear a slight... over the enraged roarings of this kaiju that you've trapped in this net, you hear the sound. You hear like the old Windows start music, and it would appear someone else has jacked into the system. But I'm not sure what Aki's avatar looks like. But I'll assume you know it's him from your friend or foe sniffer.
It's Morpheus, same as the one I've got with his hands folded behind his back, though.
Okay, Mr. Donahue, sir. The kaiju is trapped under a glowing force cage of energy, and it's desperately trying to escape.
Okay, so how do I... Or am I should I just roll damage, or how are we going to do this? Because I know when you're grappling, you can just make a strength check to damage people.
Well, I'm going to assume you... Well, I mean, it's bound, so I'm just going to assume you're going to make a normal melee attack against it, and then basically hit it, and we'll treat it as non-lethal damage. You're just trying to put it down.
Okay.
I think that's the easiest way to go with it. Yep, yeah, you see, yep, you hit it rather effectively. And yeah, I'll mark it as non-lethal, and you knock out the digital kaiju.
All right, so the cube goes solid.
Yep.
And then just shrinks down to Pokeball size as a cube.
And you pick it up and pop it in your pocket. Yep, no, I like that idea. Okay, I'm going to move us on to Merlin just to finish out the combat round.
Merlin comes darting into the room, sees that everything's kind of calmed down. We'll step over here and check inside this room here.
Okay, you appear to have found what doubles as a bedroom and bathroom. At which point I shall unlock the tokens.
Does anything catch my eye as odd or out of place in this bed/bathroom?
Nothing jumps out immediately. It looks very well lived in, and looking around, I mean, there seems to be two sets of cupboards. You get it does appear that four people appear to have, there's four different sets of clothing, different sizes and stuff. You assume that basically it looks like four people have been living down here, as it were, and judging by the bed, they've probably been sort of sleeping in rotas. But it's quite a mess. It just appears, it's four people that seem to be around all the time. Whoops.
Okay.
I meant to do that. There we go. So, and I've unlocked tokens, and for all intents and purposes, combat rounds no longer apply. So, Mr. Donahue and Aki, the system's slightly glitched and damaged. There appears to be a few of the skyscrapers have collapsed, and some of the digital people still seem to be running around screaming. It's quite a strange cyberspace analogy that someone obviously quite inventive when they wrote this malware came up with that sort of theme, and obviously spent a lot of time putting in all the interesting sort of extra details that you're not entirely sure why they would have done, unless of course they perhaps like to sort of basically watch their creations destroying computer systems in this manner, but who knows. But
somebody watched too much Tron.
Exactly. Definitely not me.
I'll send off a comm to. I'll try and send off a comm to somebody that's like, I'm trying to think who'd be smart to actually communicate with. Not Quig. Aki's there. I guess either Waif or Merlin.
Mm-hmm.
To see if I can see if like combat's still going on, or data recovery urgent, something like that, to try and find out whether I need to desperately be stealing stuff.
Indeed. Whether
Well, I'm here with you. I can tell you the combat's almost was over when I joined the room. So.
Oh, okay. All right, I start. I'll start trying to see what I can do for data recovery and stuff.
Okie doke.
The system since I'm in.
Yep.
How much hardware is there? Can we just take the hardware?
They basically. Let's see.
No. I'm asking Aki. How much hardware is there? Right? Basically just take the physical hardware. Or should I start getting stuff out of here?
Retrieve some of the retrieve. Yeah, just lot. We don't know if this is on its own. If this can be hacked in from somewhere else or not, so we might need to take it, but.
Okay. I'll start attempting to do data recovery, and then start just.
Yeah. Well, basically,
scaling.
From what you remember, Aki, there were an awful lot of screens with a dedicated keyboard, and another desk with two more desks with dedicated keyboards, and obviously those two desks didn't have screens, but they had jack-in points, and there were two separate laptops. What you didn't see in that room where the fight took place was any other than the 2 laptops, there was you know what I mean. You didn't actually find any computer systems or mainframes or anything. So they've got to be there, but you didn't see them.
What's in that room by Cat?
Well, that's a very good question, but you're jacked into the system, so
It's got pretty lights.
someone in the physical world will have to investigate that door.
It's a big server room. It appears to run on electricity. I don't know, because somebody that knows about computers, have a look at it.
You shouldn't be able to get the door should be locked, so you shouldn't be able to get in there yet.
Okay, so we got to try. There's security inside this cyberspace that we need to take control of, isn't there, really? So we're in charge of the whole system. Can control everything in the room.
That does appear to be some sort of card reader.
I'll start, like I said, I'll start recovering data and pulling it.
No problem at all. What about the people in the physical world?
Well, we're going to stay to make sure that until Aki's done, nobody else comes in and causes trouble.
I have to admit, I saw the huge ball of text that had been going on the chat, and I haven't actually read through it all yet because I've been sorting out other things. So I'm going to have to read through all that another day. So for today, I'm just winging it.
I gathered that, but seriously, I'd sent you a private message because I wanted to keep it on chat. I did a playthrough, just a simple 2-node computer, how you would hack it.
Oh, cool.
And I didn't write up I left the second room on a cliffhanger, and then you can fill it in from there.
I shall have a look. See, that didn't open. I think that was the problem.
It shows you how characters with non-computing skills affect the hack.
Oh, cool! I will definitely have to read it.
Social networking or drone surveillance.
I shall definitely read that then. But for today, I shall just keep. I'm just going to budget because obviously it's what I do best. I hope. As long as it's something fun, I don't care.
As long as we're having fun, it doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah, exactly.
I think the way you ran it today with the map and stuff was cool as well.
I just thought, I needed something, so I thought that I could, if I make it I can make it more virtual, visceral that way. So yeah, I will. I do like I like the ideas of it, and I do want to. If it's too slow, then we'll make our own versions up. But I do like the ideas in it. I've just got to reread it and really get my head around it properly. But that's by the by. So as I was saying, this door here appears to be locked. There does appear to be a card reader next to the door. In the meantime, Mr. Donahue, you wish to start. You want to start filtering through the data. So let's have a hacking roll from you. We'll see how quickly you can analyse the various bits of data. There definitely appears to be what you do. You do find a secure node that implies there is a mainframe or something at this location.
Okay. Is Aki assisting me?
I think.
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought you said. I was going to say. I think Aki's found something. I was going to sort of role playing some reason for him not being able to assist. He'd found something interesting because he was getting a drink, but it sounds like he can. I shall.
Yeah, I was about to leave when I heard. So what have I got to roll?
Hacking.
Oh. Fuck off.
Damn it.
So that's 3 for 3. That is.
That's 3 for 3. Okie dokie. Well, that makes life easy. I know exactly what to do with a critical failure because I'm in a totally get mood today. Shame I haven't read everything else.
-2 to my roll, right?
Well, yes, yeah, -2 to your roll, but actually I've decided we're going to have some fun first because I'm feeling like a total evil sod.
Or is that going to replace the -2, whatever you're going to do?
Yeah, it will replace the -2.
Okay.
So
Do your evil.
Basically, unfortunately, what Aki does is he before you can stop him, he basically goes and triggers what you recognised as basically the main intrusion countermeasures software activity, and basically he triggers a maximum level encounter alarm, which basically means it releases a black ice straight into the system. And
obviously that was intentional as well.
and just to make things more interesting, it's going to count as having frenzy, so it makes 2 frenzied malware attacks on Aki, because obviously Aki critically failing it means he was in direct contact with the interface as it comes online.
Parry's crap.
Your parry's crap, but unfortunately, fortunately your firewalls are very good, it would appear. Except, of course, that's the protection from the armor, which doesn't count in cyberspace.
Yeah, because the toughness is going to be based off of deck.
Your toughness is based on your hacking skill rather than your...
No,
Parry's hacking, toughness is...
your deck.
Your
the
deck.
hardness of your deck.
The hardness of your deck. Thank you. I knew that. Where is your deck? Your deck is a student deck which has hardness 4. So this is really going to hurt. That was 2 wounds. To your it's not to you though. It's to your deck, isn't it?
Yeah. And decks have 3 wounds.
Yeah. So basically, I'll apply them on you.
Spend a penny on my deck.
I don't see why not. Yeah. Hang on. Let me reassign the damage in again, and I'll negate what I just did. I don't see why you can't. For today, I don't see why not. Once I know the rules properly, we'll do it properly.
Yeah, he's Parry's on me too at the minute.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so basically,
Black Ice go directly against the hacker, though.
Sorry, what was that?
I said, doesn't Black Ice go directly against the hacker? Doesn't it bypass the safety protocols of the deck? That's why it's
All right,
Black
sorry,
Ice.
yes, if it was black.
oh, it's Black Ice. Yes,
Black-
it would have done. Yes, thank you. That's why I did say
Aye.
Black Ice, didn't I? Yeah. So yeah,
Right, that's
fine.
a different story. That means
Those
it turns the deck into a killing machine, starts electrocuting you.
yeah. So basically, Aki's still jacked in over here, and all of a sudden he's literally convulsing and shaking, and although he's jacked in, he's crying out in pain, and there appears to be blood running down his nose in typical cyberpunk
What have I
fashion.
just jacked into? It's not porn.
Okay. In the real world, what does everyone else want to do? Because maybe they'll be really helpful and jack you out. I'm an evil git.
I think that room Quig's in. He'll just do a look around to see if there's anything.
Yep, be my guest.
Interest.
Be my guest. That'll be a notice check. Basically, searching through all the debris and everything over there, you find most of it appears to be packet cases, which implies all this computer equipment was delivered quite recently. Also, amongst it, you do find some personal belongings that seem to apply to certain victims that they obviously haven't sorted through yet, which do include some cred sticks. So you do find some extra money, as it were.
Cool.
Pow pow. If you're talking, you're on mute.
Well, yeah. Pow Pow can see Ashi jumping about on the end of it, on his cable, but he doesn't know whether it's a good idea to unplug him because Donahue's in there. It would leave Donahue all by his lonesome. Yeah, all Pow Pow can do in the real world is to stand guard.
Okay.
No,
That's fine.
he's completely cut off, unfortunately.
Okay. That brings us to Donahue, who I'm going to allow your conviction to stay because for all intents and purposes you're still jacked in. If you wish to maintain it.
Yes, I do think I will. Maybe.
Yeah. Unfortunately, one thing I will rule is you can't capture a black ice. You will
Not
have
going to
destroy it.
try to. I can tell you, I was already not going to try to. I am pretty much just going to try and kill this thing.
Okay, go for it. Actually, I should have put the lighting on for this one because obviously someone set off the security systems.
Not sure why I got a -2.
I'm not sure why you got a -2 on your hacking, but anyway. So that's a 10.
Oh, I know why. Because I'm going off the skill sheet rather than combat sheet, that's why.
You're applying it as a test for some reason.
So, would a 10 hit it for it to do damage?
A 10 will hit it to do damage. It doesn't get the raise, but a 10 does hit.
One. Damn it. I don't think any of that. That's pretty good.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's because, of course, black ices are wild cards, aren't they? So it is going to spend one of its
They're
best.
not wild cards, but they have hardy and resistant, I think.
Well, yeah. It depends. They can be wild cards, can't they? They can have hardy and other stuff. But anyway,
I know it says that they're not. It says they're hardy and very resistant, so they can take 2 wounds.
yeah.
I have to hit 3 to actually crack.
Yeah. So yeah, I made it a wild card for damage purposes because what I couldn't remember, what I was looking for, and I'm just going to find up now, is what I'm actually looking for, which is that I'm looking for. That's what I needed. I didn't want to make it a wild card, but that was the easiest way to do it when I was thinking about it then.
If it's a wild card, then it's alive. It's actually alive. It's not a program. It's an AI.
So runes threshold equals. Hang on, that didn't work. Yeah, it should have been like that with that square around it. That turns it into, which is what I wanted.
Which fits in with one of my theories about Mr. Big.
So it shouldn't be a wild card, but it should have a 3 wound threshold. That's how I want it to be. And as you say, it's meant to be hardy and everything else. Okay. Oh,
He gets to attack again.
pardon?
Because he's double loaded fighting, so he's got frenzy.
He didn't double load it. He only single loaded it.
Is he? Well,
Yeah. The ice is double loaded it. Merlin.
Merlin doesn't know how to deal with the psychic space stuff, so he is just going to join Pow Pow in covering the stairs,
Okay.
making sure that anything that comes down gets an arrow in its face.
Righty ho. Okay, the ice is going to remain shaken. Well, I don't like that. I'm going to spend a penny on that. And I'm going to advance over here because space has no meaning and eat Donahue. Missing twice. Waif.
I'm keeping an eye on Aki because he's actually standing at this computer despite that he's on the other map.
Exactly,
Didn't
yeah.
you actually check this door?
But like I say, there's basically no one. People trying to open the door haven't been able to open it, and as I've said more than once, there appears to be some form of card reader there.
Want to search the
will unlock
bodies.
door.
Might want to check one of these 2 bodies I put down to see if they have the card.
Indeed.
The one I punched in the face over here, and he just...
Yep. Make a notice check.
He must have had a serious glass jaw.
Indeed, he was probably the most geeky one, judging by the way he went down. No, I'm afraid you don't find you don't find any form of you don't find the pass card you're looking for on him. You'll just find odds and ends and scraps and sods, but not what you are actually looking for. I think Aki recovers from. You have fighting and stealth loaded on your deck, so you are okay. So you can
Excellent.
You can make a hacking. You can make a hacking roll, which I will turn into attack on the creature. And then I can't.
If you don't have fighting, it's essentially a -2 to improvise it.
I do have fighting.
Yeah. And then the damage is decided. The damage is decided by, I can't remember what decides the actual strength of the damage.
Utility gives us a D4, and hacking then we use, so it's our hacking plus the D4 if we're using a fighting utility.
Yeah, for damage, isn't it? That's what I figured. Yeah. Yep. So that's okay. You now also have a cyberspace attack, Aki. That's actually correct for you as well. So hacking on that, right? But hacking on that basically doesn't get through its parry. A hacking a 4 doesn't get through its parry.
I'm going to Benny it.
Be my guest.
Do I need to roll it? I can do the attack, can't I, that way?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can do it as an attack now. I did, which is a hit, and you can now roll the damage as a hyperspace attack. Cyberspace attack.
Hyperspace attack.
We just turned into Mighty Morphing Power Rangers. Your hyperspace attack, I'm going to call it that now, since I did. Aki turns into a Mighty Morphing Power Ranger and literally flies across the screen with interesting graphics.
It's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers playing Pokeball.
Exactly.
Command, isn't it?
I just suddenly remembered, of course, every week they did fight the kaiju, which was a man dressed up in a really dodgy outfit, wasn't it? So why not? Okay, on to the next round of cyber combat with Oh Dear the Ice going first. It's remaining shaken, but he gave me a Benny, so I'm going to spend the Benny to unshake, and then I'm going to basically target both of you for its malware attacks. Your parry is half your hacking, so Aki has a parry of, yep, that hits, and Donahue misses. Actually, no, Aki, you got a parry of 6 as well, but a 10 still hits you anyway, so it doesn't matter. But it won't be... Oh, it's still with a raise. Let's do the damage on Aki. Oh, dear. Aki's deck's frying him again. Another 2... Indeed.
I bit my fucking tongue off.
Another 2 wounds unless you can soak them with your last remaining Benny, sir. Yes, you can. So basically, obviously, without even realising it, your that special utility you got in your cyber deck that installs rubble insulation on your shoes suddenly kicks in and obviously protects you in that room. Merlin!
Merlin is going to hold his action.
Okie dokie. Pow pow.
Well, Wave says that we're trying to find a key card to the door, which sounds like a pretty good idea. So I'll run around the room and see if I can see it. Nah, I don't know what it is. In fact, you know what? I'm going to Benny that just because I can.
Well, you're going to have to walk up to one of the bodies. There was a body there. There was a body there. And there's a body still by the splat. I shouldn't have deleted the other splats.
No, the body at Waif's feet, she's already checked.
Yeah. So you get to that body over there, because actually you guys aren't in combat as such, so you can move a bit more freely, because I'm not, well, even though I'm sure cyberspace combat should be fast, but who cares. You do find a pass card. Queeg.
I guess I don't need to search that body then, do I?
You don't, no. I decided to take the very interesting view of the first person who succeeds will find it on the body they search. I thought it was a rather interesting way of doing it.
By the way, so just because I've moved and found that card, can I just frisbee that card over to Wave?
You can. I think you got stuck there. You can go through. I'll get you through the door. It's a bit smaller than that. The doors are a bit smaller, and it's a bit annoying.
Yeah, well, I'm a big guy too, so.
Yeah, you obviously got stuck.
Yeah, I'll just kind of hang loose here now and basically go on hold or wait till something comes up that I need to deal with.
Okay. Is Mr. Donahue going to expire his conviction?
No.
Didn't think so. It's about the only thing keeping you alive against this massive black ice attacking you right now.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have just started being convicted of something, but yeah.
You hit with a raise.
Die. Die.
It dies.
Die.
I should have set the wound threshold to 2, not 3. But it dies.
I just kind of shake my head. It shakes my head at Akin and is like, "Don't do that again, please."
It wasn't me. It was the one-armed man.
I'll give you one for that one. Bloody Benny crap. Okay. Well, we're out of combat yet again.
Well, Paul specified that he tossed the key card to me, so
He
I'm
did.
going to put it in the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
So
unlock
if-
the door.
Can Donahue search the files to see if he can find any information?
Donahue
says-
didn't get a chance
Like
to
it's-
search the files.
I was going to say, he says that in a conspiratorial fashion, knowing that he's going to play an adventure card to help him.
Oh, right. Fair enough.
And
Okay,
I'm
yes,
gonna end
yes,
it-
sorry. Donahue was going to search the files in a conspiratorial fashion if you're going to play an adventure card, yes. Yes, Waif, you found what appears to be the data center, which is where Aki and Donahue currently, technically, their minds are, as it were. They're not really physically, but anyway. Ooh, I like it.
Yeah,
Well,
he
there's
gets
a lot
root
of stuff I
after
want
he
to know.
crashes the ice. He gets root access to the data store.
Okay.
Well, there's a lot of stuff I want to know.
I yell out to Aki, "Hey, I found the data banks." Not sure he's listening if he's in.
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. Yeah. I haven't got the headphones on.
There's some smoke coming out of his nostrils, but other than that, he's fine. Okay, well, yes,
Benny for that one.
I will. Actually, I do like the idea that Pow Pow said there. So yeah, basically, Dorothy, when you take down the black ice, what you do notice is whoever coded it made a mistake and gave the black ice root core access. So you're able to basically, as you're destroying the black ice, you are able to basically grab the token that the black ice was using, and now that gives you are now basically the system root admin of the servers,
Okay.
and therefore you basically can access pretty much anything and everything on the servers, as it were, as it will spill the beans for you.
I guess the first thing I'm going to look is there any other connections heading out?
It does. It doesn't appear to have any direct connections out from here. It does appear to be sort of. Actually, no, that wouldn't be true. No, I tell a lie. That's a complete and utter lie. Sorry, I forgot. I changed it.
Well, like I said, any other. I mean, obviously there's the access I came in through.
Yeah, no, there does appear to be a hard line off to the dark web. Yes.
I'll start up a thing copying files back to my physical location. I'll look for particular for anything about Mr. Big, about their financials, contacts, email, any communications would probably be the priorities I'm looking for.
Okay. Yeah, you do actually find something. It's a bit strange, actually. You actually find an executable file called MrBig.exe.
Is there any ports where they are that I could like have one of them stick a chip into and copy it onto that?
Not that it does appear. It does appear that it's. I think the.
If not, I'll flag it, and once I get all the other information, then I'll run it.
No, that's fine. I would say from a perspective, it's you when you try and sort of analyze it, it seems to actively resist it in a rather disturbing way, and also basically any attempt to do any file manipulation with it seems to basically as if something else. Although you've got root access, you don't seem to have access to it, if that makes sense. It seems to be even denied root access, and when you look at the file attributes and everything else, it all seems to be obscurificated. It would appear
it fits with what I'm thinking, so I'm not surprised.
You get the impression all you can do is execute it, as it were.
Like I said, if in that case, I'm going to go after all my other data and such, and if I don't need to actively process that, I'm going to start building basically like call it a Faraday cage.
Okay. Well, what other did? So basically, obviously, you guys are all able to communicate in and out of the web with each other, because obviously you're not physically there as it's such. So obviously, if there's anything anyone wants to do while they're doing that, let me know. Obviously, if there's any questions or information you want to get Donahue to investigate, now's your chance. So this is... Oh, you've got the Spill the Beans card, so what does everyone want to know?
Well, Merlin wants to follow up on his, is this an attempt to force health on people line of reasoning.
Ah, well, that's interesting. Donahue, it does appear that Mr. Big has invested a large number of shares in multiple grocery stores and health-related products. But interestingly, it seems to be a case of that this would take place. It was very much cause and effect. It would appear that the buying up of shares took place after it was noticed that people weren't necessarily buying the hot dogs as such, if that makes sense. It looks like it
wasn't the initial purpose, but it was a side benefit they found out.
Yes, exactly. Almost as if it wasn't their original plan, but they worked out that when they realised the trend that was happening, they decided to jump on it. These transactions again appear to have been taken place in. Well, obviously it's electronic to brokers, but pretty much in the same way as it was you find with the lawyers. It seems to be the less reputable and less renowned brokers seem to have been doing these deals, and it seems to be quite a few of them, and sort of all seems to be very small transactions, but hundreds of them. So it's Mr. Big is secretly buying up all available stocks, but obviously the only downside, in no ways has Mr. Big got enough stocks in any company to control it. But he is possibly, outside of the the managing board and all that, he's probably the largest stockholder in most of the food provisioning and health stores in the area, in the state, as it were.
Okay, so it wasn't cause and effect; it was more effect and cause.
Yes, very much a case of very much the case. You get the idea of when it was noticed, they went, "Oh, that's a good idea." Damn, I wish I'd thought of that. It was a bloody excellent idea, that one.
Okay, is there any financial access records, that kind of stuff?
There doesn't appear to be any here. It's almost as if this is sort of a local data repository, which seems to be able to have which seems to have a lot of information, but doesn't actually seem to have anything to do with the financial side as such. It's obviously almost like a relay station, as if all the transactions for Big City and the Barons went through this data access point.
Okay.
So you can see all you can see all the instructions going through it and out, but the money transfers and everything else appear to have been controlled from somewhere else, I'm afraid, which is really annoying because you reckon there's an awful lot of money sitting somewhere, but you don't know where.
No, I can guess where.
Oh, I'm intrigued now.
Mangrove Farm.
Anybody else?
Contact. There was the contact information, like any other people they're working with or communicating with, maybe.
It would appear basically all the transactions for the barons and all through this system went through Rawlings. The brokers appears to have been ironically, it seems to be a Ted Jenkins. Seems to be going back to this thing about the Jenkins seem to be involved in everything. And a company called Jenkins Brokers Incorporated. Although, as far as you can tell from a quick side research, it appears to be just him. And there does appear to be a large number of investigations initiated into about insider trading and stuff like that. But all of them appear to be delayed or on hold, or all tied up in interesting bureaucratic ways that, again, you seem to find quite a lot of the... you find quite a few logs indicating that this system here was how that all of those were relayed and stopped, as if, obviously, Mr. Big has obviously been making sure that his individuals are not running afoul of the law at this time. You notice they're all still pending. It looks like they're all going to happen, but obviously they just seem to be delayed for now.
Okay. Well, they're doing whatever. I'm going to start to set up a trace and report ice.
Okay. That shouldn't be too problematic. Basically, from the rest of your perspective, this does just appears to be a sort of hidden data center. What it means, all of that stuff, is probably what Aki and Donahue are sort of drooling over. But from your perspective, it just seems to be a place where a bunch of gang individuals were babysitting it. As far as you could tell, there's junk food wrappers here, there, and obviously you get the impression that old. I've forgotten his name already.
Aki and Donahue.
I'm going to jack out now. He doesn't need me in there anymore, does he?
Yeah, but keep an eye, because once he goes out, I'm wondering how much destroying this data center here would disrupt their operations and force them out in the open.
Locally only. This only affects the barons. It's not going to affect anywhere else. But do please take any equipment that you haven't destroyed. It all seems to be quite good, and could be useful for us, or at least me. Me and Aki.
I forgot what I called that guy. It was.
But yeah,
I can't remember.
Once I basically steal all their data, and I get my trace and report ice set up.
Yeah.
Plus a Faraday cage for myself.
Are you putting yourself in a Faraday cage, are you?
Something to protect me, because I'm pretty sure this is going to kick off an AI, and okay. I'm going to want something to at least buy me some time or protect me against this.
Okay.
And then, like I said, before I kick it off, I want to stick a trace and report on it so I can try and find out where this AI is.
Okie dokie.
Want us to damage this to trigger an effect?
No, don't. If nothing else, wait till I'm done, and then hopefully we can steal all of this, and we'll have a nice little setup for doing future hacking, or just sell it at the very least.
Waste rolling her eyes. You have no idea what I'm standing here looking at. We ain't hung on this out of here. Sort of a couple of trucks. Hey, Quinn.
I can arrange that.
Those things.
What's that?
asking Quig if he thought he could, carry any of these massive database pieces here out.
Can try.
Hold in there. They should be a-haulable out. And maybe you can't. Maybe we'll have to make an actual effort out of it. But
Yeah, sorry, I've got to
Nobody
interject.
showed
That's
up
one of
in
the
the
biggest
building.
mistakes in cyberpunk stories is when they wrote the books, they completely misunderstood what data storage was. So Johnny Mnemonic has a whole 80 gigabytes of hard drive space. This is enormous.
let me know if I need to roll anything before to set up.
It was just if you want to run it.
Yeah, like I said, once I want to set up a tracing report,
Yep.
so I can.
And then you're going to execute. You're going to execute the MrBig.exe file, are you?
Yep.
Okay. You execute the MrBig.exe file.
Yep. Close my virtual cage, and I watch to see what it does. See what happens.
It seems to look around and stare. It seems to come in literally takes Mr. Big literally, and stares around a lot, and then finally seems to spot you and looks down at you, as it were.
I wave.
It doesn't blink. It just stares at you. As I say, it appears to be some sort of huge humanoid figure with hair that seems to be made of data fibers.
I float up to face level.
Okie dokie. It's like, oh, so you're the pesky individuals that have interfered in my data center.
And you're the AI that tried to kill us all, so I'd say we're about even.
An AI? Well, that's quaint. AIs are illegal. Surely you wouldn't have an AI. But that's by the by. I can see I'm going to have to shut down business here. It's a shame, really. Quite liked Mr. Rollins. But, can't have any loose ends now, can we?
We're not against you setting up business here. We're just, your technique is not acceptable. I just say stop where you are and open up the businesses that you already have.
And well, I think we can agree to disagree. I guess after all, I mean, it's not as if there's any issues about me seeing any of you again. I would, as I say, it's not as if any of you are going to get out of that building alive.
Okay,
And he goes, well, it was interesting talking to you, but as you can imagine,
I don't think you need to destroy an entire building.
He goes, well,
like I said, this is only if that's going to cause a whole lot of attention that's just not needed. And like I said, I'm not against you doing business. We just, the way you handled it wasn't agreeable to us. If you stop, you can keep going.
But
Elsewhere.
yes, but I understand. But I think this way it ties up any loose ends and means I don't have to worry about any more problems. So yeah, well, I'll tell you what. I'll be sporting. I'll give you 30 seconds to get out of this system before I close it down. And he vanishes.
What about my trace and report? Did I keep him talking long enough?
Oh, that's a good question, isn't it?
Because it needs 2d4
Yes,
rounds
yes.
to succeed.
Well, let's have a look, shall we? That didn't actually do what I wanted it to do. Come on, roll. Thank you. You have a location. You believe it worked.
I just tap his keyboard a bit.
While I'm checking that, I will send a text off to everybody else telling them to run. All caps.
All caps. Merlin, a door seems to have slammed shut at the bottom of the stairs.
Well, that's unfortunate.
At the same time, you get a message saying, run.
Okay, first thing I do is I will cast Magic Weapon on my sword.
Okay.
I am going to pump AP into it. I'm going to make it a heavy weapon.
Okay.
That's, what is that? That's 2, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. And I'm also, yeah. So I'm going to Magic Weapon myself real quick.
Okay.
And then I will step up and say, it's time to go, guys, and get ready to whack this door with my heavy weapon sword.
Okie dokie. Do you get the Joker get to go first?
I am going to chop the door.
Okay. You hit the door. Except you can't
With a raise.
Except you can't get a raise on an object, so I'm gonna, even though its parry is actually 2, I'm gonna just set its parry to 7 because you can't get a raise and damage dice can't explode when attacking an object. Unfortunately, 8 points of damage is enough. Yeah, that's enough. That's enough. That's no problem at all. You destroy the door. Oh look, the door will die. Actually, it failed its figure save.
And I will then move up the stairs, saying, "Let's go, guys! Come on, come on!"
Aki's going to grab the laptop so we're in.
Okay, that brings us to Pow Pow.
I was wondering if we can all get up the stairs. Can we not just shadow step straight through the wall into the next building, or
you
walk out the building?
That set of stairs is longer than it implies. It did take you into, basically you're under the building down here, and if you remember that you were on the 2nd floor when you were in the apartments, so those stairs took you down 3 floors. So if you shadow step through a wall, you may not be a building on the other side to shadow step to, unless it's got its own basement.
Is that an American 2nd floor or a real one?
That's a good point. It will probably be an American 2nd floor because we're in America, and I said 2nd floor. So it's
okay, so that means we're only on the 1st floor, so we can go to the ground floor.
No, the stairs took you from the 2nd floor past the 1st floor to the basement. The secret stairs.
What I mean is we can go up the stairs and then we can teleport through the floor to the ground floor.
Sorry, I see what you're saying. Yes, you can. Yes. I misunderstood what you were saying. I apologise. Anyway, that's a long 6 seconds.
Well, anyway, as everybody runs out the building, I'm going to shave off time by jumping up, making them all jump a floor.
You're going to push everyone up to the ground floor, basically.
As I kill them all. Dun, dun, dun.
shadow jump.
I'm sure it won't. I'm sure it won't. Yeah, so I get a raise and I burn 5 or 6 power points, and I give everybody burrow power with a raise.
That's everyone in range.
Sorry, I thought we'd all moved.
Yeah, he hasn't moved yet. Just saying.
Yeah,
This is going back round sound, okay.
right, you're there, so you can move a grand total of 6 inches. If it lets bang, let's lock the bloody tokens, and then I can actually do your move. So 6 inches gets you to there. So you can get everyone except Merlin.
Does it have to be centered on me?
Yeah, because that's the maximum range from you as a diameter, isn't it?
Well, in that case, I'd run to get the extra. Try and get us in the middle. It isn't going to affect the skill roll, because the skill roll is still a 10. Well, would have been 8.
An extra 4 inches gets you to there, which means it's so okay. 4 gets you there. 5, 6 gets you to there. You can't get everyone. You can't get Merlin because he ran before you. Is what I'm trying to say.
Well, what I'll do is I'll just run all the way up, try and run up the stairs and try and get everybody coordinated into the one place, and then we'll do it later.
Okay. So in that case, you've got 2 more inches of movement, which gets you to there. So you can have your power points back for now because you haven't had a chance to spend them yet. Waif.
I hear the call to run, and she's gonna run.
Okay. You notice the servers seem to be shutting down in this room as you leave it.
You missed an Aki there.
Did I? I apologise.
That's right. No, carry on with waves and then go back to me in a second.
I will.
I'll be able to catch up to Palpal.
You will indeed. And that Aki, over to you, sir.
Can I grab these laptops and run?
I'll be nice to say you grab the laptop before you move to there, yes. Because I'm feeling generous and nice today.
My buddies. Make sure my my rifle's loaded.
Well, it's still jammed, but yeah, it's loaded.
I unjammed it when I shot that geezer earlier.
Oh, you did? I apologise. I do remember you saying so. Okay, that brings us to Donahue. Donahue, you need to escape the building you're not in. The system does seem to be shutting down around you, though. So you basically, I assume you're not going to maintain your conviction, and I assume you're just going to jack out cleanly from this system. I'm taking the fact you're not answering either as you're not at your desk right now, and I missed the fact you said you're AFK, or something's gone wrong with your voice to talk, but I'm going to be nice and assume you're jacking out. So next round, Pow Pow.
Sorry, what was that?
That's okay. I'm assuming you were jacking out of the building of the systems. Having.
I got 30 seconds, you said, right?
Yeah, 5 combat rounds.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can try and find whatever explosives or whatever he's set up.
Okay, make a hacking check.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you a +2 bonus with your root access.
I don't think I'm gonna need it.
No, I don't think you are going to need it. You do. It double. Right. Yes, you do find you are able to see that the instruction was sent. They appear to be sent to 4 separate nodes dotted around the building.
Do I have access to those nodes from here?
You can. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. You can, for all intents and purposes. Of course, it's missing because it's not in because I've used it. You can access them remotely because Mr. Big did, didn't he? Well, the executable.
Doesn't mean I have access from the node I'm in, because he could have done it somewhere else.
Indeed, but the point is, you can remotely access them. Is what I'm trying to say. Yes.
Okay. Then I would like to try and stop them from exploding.
Okie doke. Well, that will be your dramatic task as the rest of the party attempt to escape the building. Which brings us to Pow Pow.
Yes, so now everybody's together. But make them all burrow now.
Yep. All in range. The point I was trying to make is you could have got them before. All you had to do was spend an extra power point with the range modifier to get it up to that radius.
Yeah, but I'm panicking.
Okay.
I'm paranoid. I don't give everyone that power point and I'll leave somebody behind.
So, are you going to spend it then?
Yeah, I'll get to that spot. 5-6 point.
Right. Yeah, just make your spell casting roll.
Main deck has been shuffled.
Okay. Well, you push everyone up a floor, which does actually mean they're all they're actually outside the building in an alleyway.
That'll save me a bit of time getting outside.
You are
We're
indeed.
outside. Where's the car?
Wait for that for her bike, her scooter.
Indeed. So we don't need the cyberspace glitch, we don't need the blueprint, and you don't need the basement hacker anymore. Just being nice and clearing up. So, basically, you were able to escape from the building. Which just brings us down to Mr. Donahue then.
What do I got to do?
Well, it's going to be a dramatic task, and you're going to have to use hacking to remotely shut down each one of the computer programs the timers that are on countdown to detonate the explosives. You need 4 successes in 3 rounds, or the building blows up with all the people in it. Which isn't the party, but there are NPCs in it. And all the computer equipment that you want to get your hands on.
Any penalties or anything like that?
No, straightforward. You should be okay. You just need 4 successes in 3 rounds. Ultimately, for a straightforward dramatic task.
There's one.
Devon Sane 101. Thank you very much. Okay, that would be a 4. There's one. Why am I'm getting console errors on trying to deal cards now. The patch really did break a few things today, didn't it? Deal. 6 of clubs. I'm going to have to do it in a very funky way because obviously I'm not going to worry about everyone else going through the combat tracker because they're outside. 6 of clubs. Off you go again. I'll leave the console error up just because I don't need it. So you have disabled one of the 3 counters stops, but the other 3 are still going, and you reckon you have a grand total of 12 seconds left before the bombs detonate. Over to you. That's a 6. Oh no, a complication. That's the last thing you wanted.
Gonna roll double eights on his hacking roll next one.
I put a 7 in instead. Well, so basically you've hit a dramatic task complication. Unfortunately, when you try and access the next system, you find yourself caught up by a ice firewall that basically is refusing to let you have access. So before you can even attempt your hacking roll to disable the last two systems, you will need to circumnavigate this complication, which unfortunately is another hacking roll. I can't think of it because of the nature of this one. It's all down to hacking, but yeah, if you fail to dismantle this ice system, you are kicked out of the system and will be unable to stop the explosives from detonating.
That poor old lady's gonna die.
Yeah, that poor old lady's going to die.
Never gonna get to where she was.
No physical penalty, just a hacking roll.
Yes, yeah, it's just a -2 on your hacking to dismantle, to bypass the firewall. That's all it is.
Okay, so it's just a hacking roll, but I have that -2 complication.
Yeah. -2 complication.
Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, your dice have suddenly let you down, sir. Okay, you are able to circumnavigate. You find a back door through the firewall, but with less than 6 seconds to go, you have to dismantle these last 2 counters. You will need a raise.
Okay.
On a hacking roll. The rest of the party are in their cars and bikes and moving away, so it's all down to what happens to Miss Patty Jenkins at the moment. On your last roll, please go for it, sir. A 5. That will give you 3 out of the 4 required successes.
Damn. Nope.
And it was your last penny, alas. You are able to successfully dismantle 3 of the 4 explosives. Unfortunately, the last explosive detonates, bringing the roof down, causing quite a lot of damage to the building structure. Let's see what happens to Miss Patty Jenkins. I'm afraid she doesn't survive the explosion.
She's only waiting on a pizza as well.
Actually, she was waiting on a Mr. Motivator 9000 sex robot, but that's by the by.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be. It's either that or the alien intruder. It was one of them.
But no, obviously you don't know what she was really waiting on. That was just the lewd ideas. But unfortunately, fortunately, by dismantling 3 of the 4 bombs, you do prevent the other buildings nearby from being destroyed, and
her 50 cats live too.
Exactly. However, unfortunately, in the days to come, when the investigation takes place and they do find the remains of the computer equipment and everything else, and they do blame sort of cyber terrorists and all that, you do resolve that it really, when it came down to it, you don't know what went wrong. You don't know how you failed to dismantle that last one, and you vow you will never let it happen again. And therefore, I will give you a point of conviction for nearly succeeding, but still causing poor Miss Patty Jenkins to be killed in an explosion. But you technically...
It's your fault, Donahue. That poor old dear.
Yeah.
Get
Or is
Mr.
it...
Big.
The nearby buildings survived.
Exactly, and that's why I'm giving you the point of conviction, because obviously you did save lives and everything else, but at the same time... You weren't able to save everyone, and
Mr. Pig's going to have to pay for that now.
yeah, exactly. This is very much the case. It's you're very upset, but you have. But as I say, other than that, slight unfortunate death, no one else is killed. The death toll could have been harder.
It's an unfortunate case of death. Other than that, it's all good. I need healing as well, by the way. Within the 1 hour thing.
Within the golden hour, yes.
Did anybody have illness besides Baba?
Was Babby Man the only healer?
Pow Pow can heal.
It's only if he admits it.
Yeah, I know. I'm just right. What we do is we try doing the conventional, non-magical way.
Which takes 10 minutes. It's a lot more painful.
Clearly, I'm rolling out on myself, so I'm not targeting him.
Yep, you're able to basically, you're able to just poke and prod him, and whether you really heal him is another matter, because he just basically gives you some pills to swallow, and after a while the throbbing headache goes away.
Thank you very much.
We all gonna meet back up at the ramen joint to...
Yes, always. I'm feeling hungry. I need some noodles.
Back up at the ramen joint then. There you go.
the usual seat.
The usual seats, indeed. You're motoring through that spill the beans card. Ah. Nuts. Oh, hazelnuts. Right. Back here. Oh, where's
Nuts or hazelnuts?
Indeed. I'll put Mr. Nakazumi on here. So, well, from technically speaking, from a perspective of going to Mr. Rawlings and doing your run into that environment, you know, from that perspective, you had technically finished that run in terms of if you want to change out equipment with logistic points or anything like that. If you don't need to change anything or want to change anything, you don't need to. What's your next plan of attack, or what are you thinking, and where do we go from here? We've got 45 minutes yet, and I'm thinking, oh crap.
Well, like I said, I'm still looking at. I still want to look at those. See if we can get any money out of the 3 other people that are being pressured by, or being pressured by hot dogs.
Yeah.
Mr. Big, and then I also wanted to look into those people that I got the name of to see if they are, if they have surviving kin or whatnot.
Okie dokie. And what about the others? What's your thoughts and plans?
Yeah, well, we've stopped him for now, haven't we? Obviously, because we've
Honeycomb's new Bravo
we
throttle
messed up
quadrant
his,
comes with
you
both
know,
commercial
his
and general.
base of operation sort of thing. But you found his location, so I think we should just check that location out and see if it's not a bogus one. And if it isn't a bogus one, we go in there.
I was actually thinking about a hairdressing appointment and get my nails done.
That's a cat for you. You can get. They've got mobile hair and nails. They come down to it. They're quite good. You put up in a little cart, you know. And I want to check the cameras, see if there's any update on the virus we plugged in. You know, the Mogwai camera.
Oh yes, indeed. Well, that'll be a hacking check on that one. The Mogwai camera. Your decryption process is still going. So who? Yeah. Okay. Basically, the decryption process has finished. The file is basically the file is sitting there, and I'm going to basically take the 15 from Aki for the to get the 2 successes to finish the decryption process, and Donahue, your hacking gets you through the obviously now you decrypted the drive and everything, you can access the files on it. You find the password is relatively straightforward to crack after that, and you're able to view the file. And this is Mogwai's camera, wasn't it? This is one that Mogwai set up to catch someone catching the bug, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, basically, he obviously used... So he set this up in the opposite corner to everything else. And so what you find is it had... that basically, having cracked through it, everything, there appears to be 3 files on there that correspond with the dates that the data you found was downloaded from the node.
What's in there? Anything interesting?
You're going to play one of the video monitor files?
Yes.
I'm deliberately just basically making you do the work here for suspense purposes, that's all.
Okay. Yeah, we'll play the file slowly.
Okay, so it does appear that on each occasion that the bug that Twixley found and then Mogwai was investigating, on each occasion it appears that someone does in fact come down to this the basement area of the 64th Street Raben and does basically remotely access the device, transferring data onto it, and then they leave again.
Transferring data onto it. What are they transferring onto it?
Sorry, transferring data from the off it.
Oh,
Sorry.
from it. Okay.
From it. Yeah. They appear to do it in it appears to be done without any need to turn the lights on or anything like that. So they literally, as if they know what they're doing, they walk across the room, access the data, swipe it, and gone. The whole process takes less than 6 seconds. However, Mogwai was quite ingenious. So obviously there are filters you can access, including basically an infrared filter. Activating that, you are able to identify the individual. It's very, very natty cut to the dress and everything, and he moves almost cat-like.
So it's Pow Pow.
It appears to be it's Pow Pow.
Pow Pow. Got anything to say for yourself?
Depends if you call Francing him or not.
Oh, so
I'm
what's
assuming
going on here?
I'm just assuming it's the two of you watching it at the moment, no one else.
I'm going to call Pow Pow down to the basement. Pow Pow.
He's gone very quiet.
Yeah, so what is it?
Looks like you.
I don't do hacking. I don't know what it is. I don't know why that's there.
Yeah, okay. Did someone hack our hack?
Oh, looks like
Shapeshift.
Holographic projection.
I can. Well, yeah, could technically somebody could theoretically.
Someone disguises you, goes in there, does that, pretends to be you, then Mr. Nakasumi wouldn't be suspicious of you getting down to the basement because you're regular. You're always going down there looking in the mirror.
Well, I don't ever remember going into the basement. I've never been down the basement.
Mr. Nakasumi, how many times have you seen Pow Pow down in the basement?
He turns around and says, "Oh, he goes down once a week for the last 3 weeks."
I've never gone down the basement. It must be somebody else. I don't remember a thing. I've never remembered going down to the basement.
It would seem someone's using your image as a cover. Whether they've actively disguised themselves as you or using some kind of holographic trick.
Have a look, see if Pow Pow's lying. For notice check, see if I can see any glitches in his eyeballs.
Go on then. That's a critical fail.
Oh, you can fuck off. That's 3 in a row, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's your fourth this game.
Pow Pow is
Oh,
lying.
yeah.
Pow Pow is lying through his teeth, and he's acting suspicious even as you speak.
I've been taking too many drugs, I think. I'm just going to go and sit in the corner and have some noodles.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Do too many, that's the
If you
problem.
do too many drugs, you roll critical failures. Here's the proof.
Like it, doesn't it? Lay off this coke, it's no good. I'm going to disregard myself and go, right, there's definitely something wrong with me.
Yeah, you are twitching, and basically it's. But I mean, you're looking. Pow Pow. You can't read him. You don't know whether he's telling the truth or telling a lie. You're convinced he was lying. Then you're convinced he's been completely honest, and then you look at everyone else and you suddenly think they all look suspicious. Maybe they're all against you. Maybe you're just paranoid.
Yeah, exactly. And everyone in the universe has got that, so I'm just going to sit down and have some noodles.
Okay.
I, for one, don't believe it was Pow Pow.
I just didn't think it was, but I just wanted to check, see if it was, but then I just failed miserably. So,
Way to analyze the image to see if it's like a projection or.
You could probably spend some time doing that.
I'll try checking the file and running filters and stuff like that over it to see whether it's been manipulated or if somebody's
can't be manipulated because Mr. Nakazumi seen him go down there, so someone is disguised,
I don't know what it looks like down there.
There's loads of mirrors down there.
We've been down there. We hold meetings with clients down there, but it's not something that, except for Quig, none of us would go down there just.
That's what I was saying. Like I'm checking. Maybe somebody affected the file itself. Maybe somebody was wearing cyberware or tech to, disguise themselves. That's why I'm saying I'm trying to determine what did that.
Yep. Be my guest. Let me see. This is what we got. I think we will. Obviously, hacking's obviously too obvious for this one. I think it would probably be. I think research makes more sense, doesn't it? You'll be researching different ways to create the effect that you're seeing on the screen, whether it's, you know what I mean, perception filter software or anything like that. I think research makes more sense. You do research up a number of ways the video image could be altered, and you're able to discount all of those. But at the same time, that doesn't, as has been pointed out, it doesn't get around the fact that basically Mr. Nakazumi is sure that he saw Pow Pow go down there. There is, you are aware of certain hardware that basically makes your faces completely invisible as it were, because your faces just appear as bright white light to security systems. There have been some attempts at face changing software that basically will project something else, but usually, maybe that was enough, but it doesn't necessarily ring true, I'm afraid. You're at a loss to explain how or what it could be. Everything does seem to point to it. It may well be Pow Pow or someone who's basically trying to look exactly like Pow Pow.
Okay, so when was the last time they picked up this data?
Last week. So the next one's due imminently.
Okay, then what we do is get Pow Pow out of here, and the next and Pow Pow don't come back until the next because the next person that comes through the door that looks like you, we're gonna stop.
What I do when I'm on my downtime, I just go and get nail and hair appointments, and I just a little relax. I tune out, don't think about anything.
When we know when to expect him back, so we'll just set up our own little ambush, minus you. That way we know we got them and not you.
Okay. Well, you reckon that would happen? You reckon that based on the timescales, that's due to happen tomorrow?
When is the next appointment with Rollins? Isn't that noon tomorrow?
Yes.
Because I'd have been talking to Mr. Nakasuni about how this might impact our next meeting with Rollins, having, tipped somebody through going into the system. I mean, they tried to destroy their own system, so tipped.
Indeed.
So what time, Mr. Nakasuni, does this Pow usually come in and pick it up? Do we have time to make the meeting and then be back, or will it be before the meeting? Or
Yeah, the Pow seems to come, according to Nakazumi, Pow comes in, greets Mr. Nakazumi, heads downstairs, picks up the data. Well, he doesn't know, you now know he's picking up the data. Then he walks back out again, and then comes back around the same time you all tend to meet up here every evening, which is an undisclosed time because it narratively speaking, it doesn't really matter, as it were. But there's never a situation. It's normally when you guys aren't around, as it were. So you do have time to get. You reckon you do have time to go see Rawlings, come back, and set up an ambush for Pow before your designated normal time that you all wander in for dinner, which is sort of 7 o'clock onwards. Pow tends to turn up. Well, Pow in inverted commas tends to turn up between 4 and 5.
Well, then I guess our next, unless you guys got another idea of something else we can check out tonight or first thing in the morning.
We need to be here earlier than that, don't we? So we've got so we can be hidden and waiting for him or her or it.
Well, maybe I finally should make a map for the basement, shouldn't I?
As far as it goes, Quake could stay here and clean up and do whatever needs to be done while you guys go deal with Rollins. And if Pow happens to come back home to go downstairs, I'm here.
He might not come in if you're there.
Is downstairs, they won't know until they get downstairs that he's not gone. And by then, from what the timing is that unless something goes horribly wrong when we go see Rollins, we should be back here because the guy doesn't come through until 4 or 5 o'clock. Our appointment is at noon.
Yep.
So unless there's something else, any other lead we can follow tonight or in the morning before noon, our next move will to see, if Rollins has been tipped or if suspicion is directed at us, if he has been. Although I don't think we've exactly made a secret of it that if they're going after Nakasuni, they got to go through us. This is the Baron's. Word's got out by now that we've gotten a couple of fights over people trying to run him off or cause him trouble.
Yep, probably. Yeah, exactly. That will be that will be known by now, very much so.
When I'm doing important stuff like shopping for shoes, somebody must be stealing disguising themselves and coming in and fooling the old guy.
Well, of course they picked you. You're so pretty.
So how many of just Queeg is going to hang around and we're all going to clear off, are we? Go and see Rawlins, or are we going to have anyone else down here, or in the area even,
In the area, I don't think we should, when we come after we're done at Rollins tomorrow, we bring Mr. Nakasuni back, and then we'll all go our own ways, but that's just nearby cover. There's buildings all around here. We can each take up a spot to watch for our friend Pow coming in.
Yeah, okay.
Make sure he doesn't leave.
Indeed.
Queeg can be hiding in the basement to grab him.
Yeah, And if he somehow manages to disable Quig, which I can't picture happening, but anything is possible.
Be a slippery cat. Might teleport through a wall.
And in the meantime, if we don't have anything else to do this evening, Waif is gonna invite Aki to come and have a talk with Master Zhang and maybe pick up some tips on killing without making a whole hell of a lot of noise.
Give me a silencer on my rifle. I have a silencer, please. Yes, thank you very much. And no more double ones. Yeah.
So I'm just sorting a few things out. But okay, sounds like you have a plan of attack.
Yes, our first goal is to make the meeting with Rollins.
Sounds good to me. So I'm just just making a basement map.
Yeah, do the Rollins meeting and then I'm going to stay away from the ramen shop until I'm told otherwise.
Okay, just let me upload this to the campaign, to Sprawlrunners, to images, and this is ramen basement. It would appear a lot of the basements in big city look very similar. So
hand drawn with blue ink.
no, not that similar. No. Hang on, campaign.
That's only blueprints.
That's only blueprints look. Only blueprints look.
Green ink for the basements, right?
Yeah. I haven't put a grid on yet, but that should do. I probably forgot to resize it, didn't I? Oh, that works. And then change it to grid, and then turn the color picker down to 1. There. Oops. So the grid's on, and then come back to there and unlock tokens and unlock grid snap. Zoom to fit like so, and there is the basement. The camera was set up over there.
Modular design buildings, that's what it is.
Exactly. Yep. Right. So you're going to go see Mr. Rawlings in the morning, I believe. At midday, I should say. Which was at Metcon Tower. Oops, that's the wrong icon. Is everyone going?
Quig, are you coming with us since we're not really expecting this guy to come back? Especially Nakasune will lock up the shop because he's going to be with us.
It's up to you guys. I just would hate for an opportunity to miss catching this guy if he figures we're all out of there to be a safe time to do it.
We'd have to break in if Nakasune comes with us and locks up the shop. Away on business or whatever.
Probably set up camera or like a watch like outside of it.
Yep, I can go then. If Rollins is going to have problems, then could be trouble there too.
Yeah, because we don't know whether the going and it alerted something. Somebody tried to destroy those systems, and Rollins' name turned up in the research in the data, so he may already be tipped that somebody's onto them or whatever, and we don't know to what degree he'd connect us with that. I think it was already felt he was a little suspicious over the fact that we just happened to pick him to work out this deal when he was already representing another buyer on it. if he gets another alert, then he might stop thinking that's a coincidence. So I'm going in prepared. I had picked up a few extra shurikens from Master Chang while we were dinking around last night.
I've got a silencer on my rifle.
And I took off the logistic points for them, so.
That's absolutely fine. Okay, well, you get to the building. The security guards are there, as always. There are the, there's the scanners that make sure that you're not carrying anything ridiculously offensive.
Like what, nukes?
Basically, yeah.
Well, Wayful and Mr. Nakazuni will go up to the scanner.
Yeah.
And we remember the way back, so we'd head right upstairs. Because now we know where we're going.
Oh, I didn't realise tokens were locked, so I apologise. Hang on. Unlock tokens. There we go.
You didn't put Mr. Nakazuni's token on here.
It's okay. I'll assume he's with you unless it's needed.
Okay.
You only need it in terms of defensive need, if you know what I mean.
Now, I don't remember whether they kept these doors locked or if there was a guard posted here.
Last time you just were able to
Two
basically...
guards inside.
Yeah, 2 guards inside.
Then Waif would step through the doors with Mr. Nakasuni because we have an appointment.
You do indeed. Why is that not working? Why is that not working?
It's the white room. Where it all goes
there
wrong
we
in the
go.
white room.
There we go. That's what I was trying to do. Okay. The door opens. When you get inside, however, it's... I know the map shows all the computer screens on and everything, but all the computer screens are off and appear like they've been damaged. They show scorch marks. Indeed, the walls and the floor all seem to show signs of scorch marks and burning of some kind.
How come part of this is whited out to me? I can't see any.
I closed it and reopened it and it fixed it.
Okay, then
It's the Metcon tower. Just type Met in the search bar and you'll find it.
It could be because I was painting on it after I loaded it in for you guys.
Okay, that fixed it. So we're going to continue in here to this one. What's his name is Rollins is supposed to be.
Yep.
And check to see if there's no guards around.
Well, before they were sitting at the desks before, weren't they?
Yep.
Yeah, but it was also after hours.
Yeah, and during hours, the implication was that there would have been more people in here, wasn't it? But yeah.
Well, once we noticed all the scorching and stuff, and that there's nobody around, is there bodies here scorched?
As you enter the building, you do believe you can see some bodies, very scorched bodies on the floor. Yeah. When I say they're not actually bodies. They're sort of just basically shadows of bodies on the floor.
I'm gonna put a call out since Nakasuni, Quig, and I took the lead. Donahue, I think you better get up here. Maybe it has something to do with what went wrong when you were in there hacking it.
Well, that guy at the desk doesn't look too wealthy either, does he?
That'd be Mr. Rowling. That's Mr. Rawlings' desk.
That's a skeleton, burnt corpse.
And I'm not gonna open the door to Rollins' office or see if Rollins is there until Donahue catches up to us. Because I want him to examine what happened with these computers while we've got Rollins busy.
I will show up. I'll head into the building.
Okay.
And
You're all the way at the bottom of the map, Donahue.
Well, I shall bring you through the security centre, past the security guards, and brings you up to the entrance to the building.
and then you come in the office because we've alerted you that something went wrong with their computer system. There's something odd here that I suspect he'd be able to figure out better than the rest of us. Once he gets in there and is looking around, I'm going to open the door to Rollins' office.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a look at this burnout computer, see if there's anything going on with it.
No. The whole thing looks like it literally fried itself, and I do mean literally fried itself. The whole thing's, the screen's melted, the keyboard's melted, the base station's melted. You can see, what you do notice, there seems to be a charred line across the desk and the floor to the shadow of what looks like a body, as if the person was jacked in at the time.
Fried to dust.
By looking at that, I'm going to step into Rollins' office because we have an appointment.
Indeed you do. Yeah. Stepping inside, it's pretty much the same thing. All the computer screens and it seems to have all melted and blown out, and there is a charred corpse sitting in the chair. When I say corpse, it's very much basically a very burnt skeleton with what appears to be some melted wires, sort of in the skull, as if he was jacked in when whatever happened.
Is there anything left on him to identify whether this is Rollins or not?
Other than the fact that you recognise the skeleton as orcish, no.
Orcish?
If you remember, that was
bodies are fried and computers are gone, right?
Yep.
I don't think there's really much I can do here, so I'll head for the security office.
Okay.
Are these terminals that I'm at got any the other terminals? Are they all working, or are they all fried?
No. I know the map shows lovely glowy screens, but they're all fried.
Everything's fried. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll go with Donahue then.
I can't
roll any more criticals today, can I?
I didn't have time to.
Famous last words.
Graphically alter the map. The security office is down there, I'm going to say.
I'll look around Rollins' office for anything that's not linked to their main computer system, because a lot of people have like their personal laptop, cell phone, with a lot more information on it than they probably should have.
Well, indeed.
And it would have got fried if this was a backlash from inside the system.
No. You do determine, you can make out the remains of what would have been his, personal computer that was obviously in his jacket pocket when his, personal PDA phone computer, as it were, was probably in his jacket pocket when everything happened. Although you do find the briefcase on the floor, away from everything. I've forgotten Rollins' first name, but it would have his initials on it, so something R, but I can't remember what his first name was. I don't think you ever had it just Rollins, didn't you? So it's just say RR on it. You don't know what his first name was.
Roll.
Well, if the others are leaving, I'm just gonna snag up the briefcase and leave.
Okay. You get to the security office, Donahue. The orcish security guards. The security office. Sorry, it's there, isn't it? I remember it's off to the side. Yeah. So there will be a couple of orc security guards. I can even put them on the map. Why not? Let's just have some fun and put an orcish security guard. Oh, he's not hostile. Friendly orcish security guard in the office on the office computer. Sorry, and then obviously there's one sat outside the door, and then there'll be probably a second orcish security guard, because until I remember how I actually made them, there won't be any more orcish security guards. I do want to make some other races, but I've forgotten how I made. Well, not forgotten. I've just got to sit down and remake them again. You can't just walk into the office, Aki. The guard outside will basically stop you trying to get in there and goes, "Can I help you, sir?"
Yes, we had an appointment with the Rollins law firm.
Oh yes.
And
He logged in at his usual time at 7 o'clock this morning. His office should be open.
Oh, it is, but everybody in there is dead, and all the electronics have been destroyed.
The guard looks at you and goes, sorry, no, that can't be the case. He's connected to our consumer network. We would had some sort of notification if something had happened to the network. In fact, he looks on the screen right now and goes, no, according to my monitoring software, his network nodes are up and working.
I'll wait right here.
Let me drag one of the boxes out here for you.
Security guard number 3 comes over when beckoned by security guard, and after a brief conversation, security guard number 3 walks in there. And from Mr. Nakazumi and Waif and Queeg, you basically, as you're handing the briefcase to Queeg, you hear as the security guard comes in, and he takes one look in the office, takes one look at the bodies, and probably throws up everywhere. When he recovers, he sends some half garbled message down to the security office. At which point they say the security guard, he turns noticeably pale a shade of green when he's told what's happened in there. He goes, I'm terribly sorry. Something appears to have happened here. I'm afraid we're going to have to close down that area of the building and get Metcon Corp security teams to investigate. I'm afraid we'll have to ask you to vacate the premises to further prevent contamination of the scene. You may be required to give evidentiary statements at a later date. If you could leave a means to contact you, Metcon Security will be contacting you if required.
I'll leave a dead drop communication point.
Yep, no problem at all. The security guard starts ushering the 3 of you out of the office.
Before he escorts us out, and it's like,
No, that's sorry. I'm talking to Queeg and Wave. Sorry, down to you. You're down by the security desk, so you're fine.
Well, Wave is going to tell Mr. Nakasuni, well, clearly our appointment's been canceled, and get the hell out of here before they make it about the briefcase.
Yeah, exactly. And the security guard doesn't have any reason to. The security guard basically locks the system locks the doors behind him, and stands outside.
And Waif and Mr. Nakasuni will hand over business cards that are clearly false names.
Okie dokie.
Well, clearly to us, but I'm not giving them my real information.
No, I know. Donahue's probably done the same thing for you guys. He's probably set up false drop ones, so you know someone's notified you, but it's not actually traceable back to you. I'm sure he's done that for the whole team, haven't you, Donahue? Right. Okay. Any questions you want to ask the security guards further while you're down at the security office?
I'm going to say, look, there's a leaf, and try and get him to run after the leaf, and then I'm going to go into the office and hack. Does the leaf work?
That's not going to happen, no.
Oh, the leaf doesn't work. I thought it might work.
A leaf.
One great lager for the bear. It's a leaf, a leaf.
There hasn't been a tree in this part of the city for this part of the city.
That's my whole point. Who's ever seen a tree? There's a leaf.
I'm afraid they would take their property.
We've got the briefcase, so we probably already know more about what happened here than these guys do, so.
Good. I'm going to persuade him to let us onto the computers.
Okay.
While you're doing that, I'm leaving.
Okay, make a persuasion roll at -8.
I think I'm following Waif and Nakasumi out the door, too.
Mr. Nakasumi, your first priority is make sure he's fine.
Yeah, I'm afraid they're not letting you on their corporate security systems.
I do have the jinx. I can't persuade. Persuasion's rubbish because of jinxed. So yeah,
I know, I know, but I mean, someone who really pulls it off may be able to come up with some cock and bull reason to do so. So I will allow it, but I'm putting a ridiculously horrible modifier on it because they, this is the corporates. You are trying to get a security guard to let you onto a system you clearly have no access to. But they say we will contact you in due course if we need you to give evidentiary statements. On behalf of Metcon, we apologise for any traumatic experiences you have experienced today. However, we are not. Metcon is not liable for any incidents occurring on this floor. Thank you. Please visit Metcon for all your communication needs in the future.
Which case is like, once he's done giving us spiel, it's like, look, can you do me a favor? Let me know, in case they're targeting us, since this happened while we were scheduled for an appointment, and maybe they hit too early and didn't get us as well. But can you let me know what result? And I'll be subtly, offering a bribe.
Okay.
But let me know what. If you could keep me up to date on the investigation and anything that's not corporate, secrets.
Let's see how persuasive you can be, Mr. Donahue. If you wish to inject a logistic point into this, I will give you a +2 bonus. But I think that'll be the last of Pow Pow's spare liquidities.
Okay. Yeah, because like I said, I am going to. What is that?
That was a very cocked 4, it would appear. Okay, yeah, no, he does seem sympathetic to you. Maybe the whole bad guy, good guy tactic seems to work, but after Aki's desperate attempt to basically brazenly hack onto his system in front of him, he seems more helpful to the guy whose face he can't see behind the cow. But anyway, he agrees to he will let you know if anything comes up that he feels you should be concerned about. He will let you know. But that is where we should leave it. Also,
that was my plan all along.
So you're going to say something? I didn't catch it. I talked over you.
I just greatly appreciate your assistance in helping protect us.
He goes, thank you very much. I say, Metcon is always happy to help current and future potential customers. And as you walk away down the steps from Metcon Tower, we shall leave our intrepid Sprawlrunners. I hope you enjoyed this week. It was quite interesting. You guys keep me on my toes as always. Thank you very much. I'll make sure I've got some more maps. I'm going to have to make sure I've got an interesting number of maps. I have no idea which way you're going to head. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to have a proper read through those. The slow burn
there was kill Mr. Big. That's all we got to do.
But there's more threads than that. I mean, there's some people want to go investigate Mangrove Farm and all sorts, so I have no idea where you're heading next. But hope you enjoyed it, guys. And any questions or anything, feel free to ask away. But that's.
Did we get an announcement?
Am I feeling nice? How many of you had so far? Oh, go on then. I think it's a good point. You did. You have done some sterling work. Let's be nice and. I will say yes. You can. I'll be nice. You can all have an advance.
Another advance. Excellent.
Aren't I nice? And we shall return.
How many advances
next
is it
week.
gets you to the next rank? Is it 4?
4 gets you to seasoned. Yes. So don't forget. Actually, this also gives you all an extra logistic point because you're getting 1 a rank, run an advance, and 2 at your next rank, rather than waiting till you get to season to get 5. But we shall return.